And welcome to the Inglorious Bards. I am your curious Game Master Tom, and this is Adventure 47 of Season 6. Thanks so much for joining us. We're coming to you live on twitch.tv/IngloriousBards every Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. Pacific Time. Also have these videos up on YouTube and on all podcast platforms. So thanks for joining us, and take a look at ingloriousbards.com and find the best way to join the show. We appreciate you joining us. Tonight, Alan is off and away. He'll be back next week. So we will have Jericho sidelined for the adventure. He'll be taking a little siesta. We also have Jocelyn, a fan of the show, joining us just for a little bit at the beginning, and we're super excited to have her join us for the intro. I also wanted to mention that tonight, as I did my counting, this is the 207th episode of the Inglorious Bards.
Oh, wow.
That means our 200th episode was you guys going at the bottom of the Ashen Queen's castle, exploring and going and ending in the princess's room.
Princess's tower. Wow.
That was our 200th episode. That is crazy.
Yeah.
Averaging like what, 3.5 hours per episode?
Thereabouts,
That's what, 6?
It's like a full 9 hours of content.
There's a lot.
Enjoyable content.
Yeah. All of it gold. That's probably 700. What's 700 divided by 24? That's how many days straight you would have to watch this show. That's crazy. Wow. Crazy. Pretty cool. The group has been adventuring around Calavier with two new dwarves joining them, Goli and Ansgar, and they're carrying off or flying off in a ship, an airship they have taken, and we're heading up north. And I have a feeling that this is going to be the best adventure yet. So let's get a recap of what happened last time from Jeremy.
We were the crew of the Wake, the new airship to us. It's actually a very old airship, but Zaldor became the captain of the Wake after declaring himself and placing his hand on the heart. And after a lot of conversation about where we are going to go next, everyone decided to follow Goli's advice to head over to Fenridge. There is, according to Goli, a people there who know of a way to defeat dragons. And that's all the information that Goli had, and that's all we needed to go on. So trying to figure it out, we got the ship to move and started heading south towards Fenridge. Every one of us at one point or another tried different skills for navigating the ship, whether it be to read the star charts or understand the maps or understand the navigation of the ship or survival. We're basically just along for the ride. Zaldor eventually got it to go up and down as well as forward and back, and had a little bit of navigation. When we finally got to where we assumed Fenridge was, there were some things around us and some sounds that we could certainly hear screeching in the distance. At one point, it seemed like there's something following us in the sky. No one had any evidence or sight of any of that. But we did get a very clear sound of wolves howling and a woman crying out when we got closer to the ground near Fenridge. We jumped out and saved whoever it was that was inside that attack. There was a woman there who rather robotically announced that her name was Sella. Sella was a member of Fenridge. She was one of the community there, a grand total of 37 people, and knew nothing about defeating dragons. Wasn't able to answer any of those questions, but took us into the village to meet with her leader, who is named Edric. We spoke with Edric quite a bit, who informed us of the source, which is a giant crystal in the middle of the town that everyone is connected to. Zaldor found out it is actually a Chaloran power crystal from the way ancient days that was repurposed by the Legion and used to experiment on people. These people of Fenridge were those experiments that the Legion processed. And when the Legion left, they formed their own community here. And they have to stay around the source because they're connected to it. They are connected to each other through the crystal. And Edric kind of confessed to us that they're stuck there. Because if they leave the source for too long, it's too much a part of their lives now. They're dependent on it. He did understand, per our questions, that there is some way to defeat a dragon, according to the legends inside Fenridge. There is a cave up to the north that was originally sought out by a character named Lifra. And Lifra was one of the members of the Fenridge community. and using his connection to the source was able to open up this sealed off cave and find a tool, something to help defeat dragons, and able to do so. The Lifra never made it back, never survived that journey. Edric believes it was because he was gone from the source for too long. But it was also very clear that if we were going to open that cave, if we were going to find a way to defeat that dragon, then we had to be connected to the source, and no one in this town is going to leave. So Goli, being his idea the whole time, raised his hand and said that he would be connected to the source. After some deliberation, it was decided that Goli was in fact worthy. He became worthy, by the way, by producing a banner of the Queen of Calavier from his satchel, which was news to everybody. When Goli eventually went up and actually physically touched the power crystal called the Source, it launched him backwards, just electrifying the bejesus out of him. Lit him up till his eyes turned bright blue, and now he is connected to the Source. We thanked everybody for the time and the Source and got the hell out of Dodge to get on the ship before Goli goes up in smoke to see if we can go find that tool to help us find the dragon. So we are back on the wake, headed north, away from Fenridge with a sourced up Goli. Let the adventure begin.
A cold snow blows across sharp mountain peaks. The rugged terrain and frigid weather of Jarvain make the land inhospitable to all except those strong enough to live there. A huge mountain stands out from all the others with a sheer cliff straight down one side. Carved out from this cliff is a massive doorway of stone crafted generations ago by dwarven hands. Covered in runes of the Stonefather and flanked by statues of 2 dwarven kings. This is the entrance to Grey Hall, one of the 3 great dwarven kingdoms in Beren. The huge stone doors are in ruins, broken apart and lying in rubble on the icy road leading away. From out these doors, 24 weary dwarves trudge out into the snow. They are tired and beaten down. These dwarves fall into a line and head out through the wind and snow, leaving their home behind. At the front of the group is their leader, Lord Ansgar, the only surviving noble of Grey Hall. He leads the last of the dwarves away, refusing to look back at the gate. His friend and protector, Goli, waves the dwarves behind to stop so he can have a private word with his lord.
My lord, I understand all that has happened, but we can't just go. Not like this.
Lord Ansgar looks at Goli through the blowing snow.
We have no choice, my friend. We are all that are left, and I will not let the last of us die needlessly.
But that's our mountain. That's our home. We can't just leave it to them. What if...
No!
What if,
We've been through this. There is no other way. We stay, we die. That's it. Only by the grace of the Stonefather have they given us a way out and not killed every last one of us. We move on and we do not look back.
But where will we go?
Ansgar looks through the blinding snow as though seeing some distant place far away.
We head south. South towards a new home.
The leader of the dwarves heads off down the icy road. Goli turns back for one last look at the gates to Grey Hall.
We'll be back one day. On that, I swear.
The line of dwarves trudges onwards through the vast snow-covered mountains of Jarvain. It is months later, and we find the dwarves many miles away, far to the southeast in Canabren, the capital of Calavier. Gone are the icy peaks, replaced now with wide-open plains and warm, sunny skies. Here they have found refuge and welcome from the people of Calavier, survivors of the Legion War. Here the dwarves have found work and friendship, as the once great city of Canabren is slowly rebuilt. The work is hard, rebuilding fortifications, towers, and homes for people to return to, and the city slowly returns to life. A massive stone brick hanging on a pulley is swung into place in a wall. A dozen hard-working dwarves rebuild the fortifications surrounding the city. Their leader, Ansgar, gives one last nudge to the brick with his shoulder to fit it into place. His men instantly get busy mortaring around it. As the dwarf wipes sweat from his brow, he sees his old friend approach with a human woman at his side.
Ansgar, I found a strange human sneaking around the wall. I think she might be a spy.
Ansgar smiles and bows before the approaching woman.
Lady Marrowan, it is good to see you again.
The woman smiles back, her regal face covered in dirt and dust from her own hard work.
Good day, Lord Ansgar. How is the construction coming along?
Ahead of schedule. We should have the entire wall up by the edge of the water and stronger than it ever was, if you don't mind me saying.
Of that I have no doubt. But were you not going to work on the healer's roof today?
Aye, the roof was done before breakfast.
And then repairing the southern bridge was after that, right?
Aye, and also done.
I can't believe you've gotten all this done in a day.
As I said, ahead of schedule. You know the dwarves. We have a saying, stonework is good work. And the more we get done, the faster your people can return to their homes.
Lady Merowyn admires the dwarven stonework and then looks at the workers themselves.
Home is just the reason I'm here to see you today.
Ansgar dips his hands into a bucket of water and sips some water while Goli eavesdrops from afar.
You and your men have been helping us here for several months. You've been planning and building day after day, all without any ask of gratitude or payment.
Goli calls out.
Nor will we ever, my lady. I'm not here. I'm not listening.
Lady Merowyn smiles as Goli disappears around a corner before turning back to Ansgar.
With war threatening us from the north, and so much of Canterbury destroyed, the city has no greater ally than you.
We're just a few dwarves doing what we can for those who are in need.
And for that we are eternally grateful, especially as you have no home of your own. And I am here, as a representative of the people of Canterbury, to formally invite you to join us. Not as workers, not as allies, but as citizens of Calavier, with all the rights and responsibilities that entails.
Ansgar stops his cleaning up and looks shocked.
You mean live here with all of you in the city? That this can be our home?
Yes. Welcome home, Ansgar.
Ansgar breaks formality and throws his dusty arms around Lady Merowyn and gives her a huge hug.
Yes, of course we will. Thank you. This will mean the world to me and the rest of us.
Merowyn slides out from the dwarf's embrace and brushes herself off. Ansgar looks around, hoping no one else saw him hug her.
But this does come with additional responsibility. You will report to me, and I already have a new duty for you and your team.
Of course. Name it and it will be done.
With the last of our forces now up north defending the pass, we need a guard here to keep the city safe. We need to ensure the people of Canterbury know the city is secure and ready for them to rebuild their lives.
The security of the city is paramount. We are honored.
We'll do it! Official city guards, how wonderful! We'll keep the streets safe, kick out all the riffraff by the docks, and turn this city into a sparkling jewel.
And where did you come from?
Oh, my pages are stuck. Don't worry about it. Protectors of Canterbury. I like the sound of that. Oh, and do I get a hug too?
It is months later. Goli stands alone atop a tower overlooking the city in the dead of night. A torch next to him flickers hard against the wind. He holds his cloak tight as Ansgar walks up the stairs to join him with 2 tankards in his hands.
Ah, just what I was looking for.
Are you talking about me or this ale?
Goli doesn't answer, only drinks. Ansgar stands next to him as the pair of dwarves look out into the darkness of the plains of Calavier.
You know, it's a bit colder than I thought it would be here.
They say the weather's taken an unusual turn, but you're from Jarvain, and you have ice in your veins. This wind should be nothing for you.
It's still cold, though.
The pair of dwarves stand watch in the tower for a while longer. until Goli sees something in the darkness far away and cocks his head.
What is that? Over there. Is that dark patch in the sky a cloud?
Probably. Just keep your... Wait. That cloud's moving fast.
Clouds don't move that fast.
Ansgar eyes the dark closely and sees large, flapping wings that take shape far away.
No.
Ansgar drops his tankard and races down the stairs.
What is it? What do you see?
Get all the men up now. We are under attack.
Moments later, Ansgar bursts into the reading room of Lady Merowyn. She drops her book, and her look of shock quickly fades as she sees the seriousness in Ansgar's eyes.
What is it? What's wrong?
We're under attack. Get all the people to run to their basements and hide. Seek safety in the towers and stay off the streets.
Merowyn gets quickly to her feet.
Under attack? By whom?
Ansgar turns back before he leaves.
A dragon.
The battle is fierce, one-sided, and quick. Great fire is belched forth from the sweeping dragon, covering the city in flame and death. The newly built walls are no match for the dragon, nor the few dwarven defenders. Looking at the city from miles away, one would see only the pitch-black darkness of the prairie, with the great city of Canabrin engulfed in flame. In a sewer pipe deep below the city, Goli waits. He flinches each time he hears the roar of the dragon and the belching of fire above. He hears splashing down the sewer and sees Lord Ansgar and Lady Merowyn running towards him. Merowyn's arm is blackened and wrapped in cloth.
It's not going good up there by the sounds of it.
The dragon has free reign of the city.
Goli looks behind Ansgar and sees no one else has followed.
And the rest of us?
I am the only one who has made it.
Goli lowers his head and whispers a prayer. He thinks about how much they have lost. Another roar above jolts him back to reality.
Let me take a look at that arms of yours, milady.
There's no time. I'm fine. We have to make a plan.
Agreed. We need to identify critical resources, recover them and any able-bodied people, and then we choose how we strike.
No.
What do you mean, no? We fight this dragon and take back the city.
Ansgar, no. Listen to me. Canabrin is lost. We cannot win this fight.
Well, we can't just lay down and die.
Not in the sewer.
The dragon roars its name above, taunting its victims. Merowyn places a hand on Ansgar's shoulder.
I need you two to make your way out of these sewers and head west to Navarre.
And what would we do in Navarre when you're dealing with this dragon?
Finding help. Find an army. Find a hero. Find someone who listens. Just find help.
I'm sorry, Lady Merowyn, but I cannot do that. I've already lost one home, and I'm not about to lose another.
Then you leave me no choice.
Lady Merowyn stands up straight, lifts up her chin, and addresses the dwarven leader.
Lord Ansgar, you swore an oath to follow me as leader of the city and to lead the protectors of Canabrin as I deem necessary. Did you swear this, yes or no?
Yes, my lady.
Good. It is my understanding that dwarves hold their oaths closely and will follow them through no matter what. Is this also true?
Yes, my lady.
Then, I am ordering you. Escape this city while you can. Head west, find help, and bring it here to defeat this dragon. Will you follow this order?
Yes, my lady.
Then it's settled. You follow your orders, and I will save who I can and get these people out. Canabrin has suffered greatly, but if we can survive the Legion, we will survive a dragon.
I will return, Lady Merowyn. One way or another, I will be back. This I swear. And I will end this dragon.
Woo, that's our script opening. Holy cow, that was
Well
cool.
done, everybody. That was awesome.
Great job, everybody. Holy moly. Thank you so much, Jocelyn. That was fantastic. Oh, when you said this is your home, that
you did
hit.
great.
That was great.
Truly.
There were also two times, Chris, and I'm not trying to be funny.
Yeah.
You were on the verge of Schwarzenegger a little bit.
I know.
Get to the chopper.
I know. And as I was going over the script and speaking to myself, I'm like, I have to really actually pull this back in that moment, because otherwise there's like, as Yannick, I could do it a little bit and it was okay, but yeah.
Yeah. That was a huge freaking 15-page script.
Yeah.
If you were to ask me why I write something like, I have no idea. I just kept writing. It just kept going.
Good job, though.
There were beats I needed to cover.
It was an awesome
So
script.
the rest of the episode is more script. It's just going to be 3.5 hours.
That's our secret, people.
It's always been scripted. Jeremy flubs the line and looks awkward. Chris rolls a natural 1. All right. Thanks again, Jocelyn. And we are going to get off of this script and carry on. If you are watching the show on video or on Twitch, take a look. We've got occasionally some images up of we're showing of the map of where they're at, and then I've got an entrance to where the heroes are heading to, an image I provided, and that's where we're going to pick back up.
Oosh.
The airship, the Wake, is flying across the plains of Calavier. The weather is, again, colder than you would expect. There is a light snow that hits whoever is piloting. Who's piloting at the moment?
Oh, that would be the captain. Zaldor, Wizard of the Seventh Tower, Keeper of the Wind Spheres, and Captain of the...
And we're there.
Fantastic. As you're piloting, a light snow is gathering and collecting, and it's a quiet flight of the ship, maybe some flapping of the sails as you go. You see the ground slowly turns from green to a whitish green to a white as more and more snow gathers as you all fly. You head towards some mountains to the north. Not huge, not the Storm Mountain range, but just a couple, like a day by foot. I got to change my time scales now. Airship is different. Flying north, you are heading towards these mountains, and you circle around. Zaldor confidently telling you he knows exactly where he's going.
I know exactly where I'm going.
Passing the same mountain peak 4 times.
Nobody asked. That is so worrying to just hear you say that out loud.
Just confirming that mountain's still there. It is. I feel good about this. Good for us. Good for us all.
Isn't
Hemlock,
that
you
the
could've
third
made him
time we've passed this mountain?
I feel like I'm not keeping count. I just want to make sure it's still there before I move in the next direction for where we're going.
Are we in Calavier?
Is this?
Hemlock, I think I just need to point out, pilot was an option. Yeah. Okay.
There's a mountain a 4th time. Got it? It's the same one. Confirmed.
It moved. Wait.
Now it's on this side. Now it's on this side. It takes some flying around, but you spot a cliff face with a stone door carved about halfway up it that clearly stands out and draws your attention. Goli, as you are on board at some point, hearing the bickering with Zaldor and anyone else who questioned his navigation skills, you also have the strange sense that that door is significant. A draw to that door, if you will.
Source.
The source. Do I feel it is source related?
Yes.
I have
Oh! Have you been behind me the whole time?
me and the mountain. Yeah, I'm feeling something with this cliffside door. Not something I noticed before, so I'm only assuming it is source related. That's hard to say. Source related. I will work on that. All things related.
Related to what?
The sauce.
You try doing this. It's not easy.
We're all just watching Goli. Source.
Holding onto the railing, trying to get through the scene.
Sour sauce.
Susie sells
By the seashore.
Can we land there or close to there?
You see Captain I'll call
Captain
you
Z.
Zaldor. I was trying to come up with
Captain
something
Z.
else. Captain Z. You see the door, this great door covered in runes, is again halfway up the cliff face. As you get closer and closer, we need to make a piloting roll for you. What did we decide that was? Something different for Seth.
Warfare navigation, I believe, or warfare lore was his.
It is warfare lore or survival.
Survival.
Oh, God.
Which of those do you have highest, Zaldor?
Let's double check. I just want to confirm no warfare lore. Academia lore, no warfare lore. So that would be my highest of survival. One of my only 2 untrained skills.
Perfect.
Right? That's a +2.
Oh.
For this one. This feels
Gonna auger this baby in.
Galen
How
preemptively
did he
gets
get
on the
voted
railing.
captain of
Can the
this
hemlock
vessel?
help this poor old captain?
You may make
Down.
a roll.
down technically is landing, right? It's down. Gravity.
14.
Plus your whatever you're
Oh,
piloting. Warfare?
28.
28, okay. And then Zaldor will make a roll.
Yes.
And it's just going to be odd or even.
Odd or even.
If it is even, that number stands and you're in like Flynn. If it is odd, we're going to take 8 off of your roll as he refuses to give up any control and ignores you endlessly.
Can I roll a d4?
Great.
You can roll any die you want as long as it has equal amounts of sides, odd to even.
Mm-hmm.
Here's
So
the
no
7s.
D7s. D20 rolling. It is a 2.
Okay. Quickly role play this exchange. A piloting command, if you will.
All right. I'm going to take the nose, because that's the one that goes forward towards the door.
What if we just swept in, like kind of just breezed in, and we can butt the starboard side right up to that cliff.
Starboard side. Okay, starboard sounds good. I'm going to spin the wheel very far, and I will
No,
stop it
don't-
when you
don't-
say when, and then we'll let the rest of it work itself out. Yes?
Cute.
Hit
Okay.
magic!
Lands on bankrupt.
Flourish! and
Hemlock
Zaldor
grabs
spins the wheel. Hemlock grabs it. I don't know if that die roll counts. I just threw a 20
Nope.
naturally when I
Damn.
flourished because
Oh,
it was
sorry.
pretty neato.
Oh, it is
That would've
a
been great.
critical flourish, whatever that means.
People see it from
Everybody
miles.
just stops and turns.
He did it!
Whoa.
Goli, did you just see that flourish?
I thought he was making it up this whole time.
All the sleeves like snap out.
It was a magical flourish.
Yeah, so Zaldor cranks the wheel all the way to the port, kicking around the back end, and
Thought he said starboard.
he did. So you
It's a-
kick at port, so the starboard side
Don't
shows
get
up.
in the way.
Yeah.
He has the process.
And then we do a
It's a
barrel
bad,
roll.
weird-
Pretty
We
sure.
go starboard while I drink my port.
That was some hell of a piloting job you did there, Captain.
That's why I'm the captain.
He's totally not on. He's on a different wheel.
It's a fake
He's-
one.
Yeah.
It's a life preserver. He's just
Has a little horn, some kitty buttons and
I'm
levers to pull.
good at driving. Beep, beep.
So
the cow says.
Hemlock is Marge in this?
Zelda will cast the anchor spell.
Okay.
See, with the
Oh
words.
boy. Oh boy.
Anchor spell.
Getting closer.
It's around here somewhere. I'm
It's getting closer.
Almost there. I just need a little bit.
Castius
of time.
Implodius.
It's for the
Brace.
we're flirting.
No.
Pretty sure.
Brace.
The captain.
Glorth.
Glorth.
All right. The ship is brought in close by the able, calm hands of the gunslinger Hemlock. You bring it in close and are right against the door and able to get your little gangway across. And you are able to anchor successfully the ship to stay exactly where it's at. And it's gently, barely moving, just maybe a foot here or there of play as it moves around.
Well done, Captain.
First try.
You'd say that too.
You're
if we were
clearly an
crashing into-
experienced airshipman.
That's not true at all. That's a terrible lie. I'm making it up as I go, Anscott. Don't tell anybody.
You would never
I'm
know.
very nervous up here. I haven't
could not
slept
tell.
for 48 hours. I haven't peed for a day. It's terrible. Jericho keeps coming to me, and he's making me
Goli!
almost cry.
Help!
There's some things I can't fix.
Do you have any hard liquor?
I believe the man needs a catheter.
How about the Texas shoot? We'll put that on.
Don't Google that.
Or do.
Golly, are you first disembarking from the ship as you were called to the door?
How far away from the ground are we?
From the ground, probably 200 feet. You can see there are stairs that are, or the rock that have come out. You can't imagine carved, but perhaps magically extended out from the side of the wall. But you can also notice that it would have been one hell of a climb and clamber and leaps to try and get there. Very inaccessible.
You're welcome, Galen.
Galen's eyeing the gangplank right now.
He's already going to the edge. He's resigned to his fate.
Goli
Tying himself to the mast. It's
Goli
fine.
kicks off. I imagine there's a rope ladder. Kicks off the rope ladder, and
No, we have a plank
You have a gangway across.
right there.
Gangway.
it's 200 feet.
No, up above the ground. We're
Just
floating in the air.
underneath the plank.
But left to right, about
So it's fine.
7 feet.
Oh, that's
gangway
fine, huh?
distance. Yeah.
Goli will bound away.
We'll try to understand space and time.
I'm working on it. Cool.
All right, you walk across this thin wooden gangplank.
Nah. Nah. No, Galen apparates and appears on the other side.
Okay.
No chances.
Got some good flex to this.
He's doing one of those log jam competitions with Galen. Galen, you're instantly on the other side. This door, which I have the picture of there shown, is hewn out of the rock itself with some steps leading up to it with a precipitous drop down below. The wind is a little strong. The snow still coming down. There are carvings with shapes and designs that all you know are definitely Chalorn, but you don't know much about that age. It is the first age of Varen from long ago, with us being in the mandatory Tolkien third age. And Goli, as you appear, make your way across, I believe the rest of the group does as well. Sans Jericho.
Oh, yeah. Jericho's still sleeping. We didn't want to wake his little
He's
ass
so
up.
cute,
So Hemlock
yeah.
leaves him a note,
All right.
and we all disembark.
Be
And
back
little-
soon or not.
Yeah.
Don't know where we're at.
Don't look in the mirror.
See you soon.
Don't wait up.
Don't open the glass door.
He's got like 7 post-it notes.
Yeah, they're
On
we
the
all
wall.
left one
Everyone's like, seriously though.
No, at this point, there's a chain.
All right, and you guys are at this door. You see no handle to this door, nor a door knocker.
What sense do you have of it? You
Oh,
mentioned the connection.
I feel something from this door. Something from the source. Does it look like this door may have encountered any dwarven toolery?
There's definitely no dwarven tool that's been around here except now.
Okay.
You were waiting for that one?
Tool.
Goli will go up and try to make contact with the door.
You successfully place a thick dwarven hand upon it, and it disconnects loudly an inch with a huge clunk and starts to slide slowly to the left, dripping sand. It has not been opened for a long time, and it grates stone on stone to the left. Galen, behind you, you see as soon as he does that, there is a series of words written above the door. Sorry, by the sides. We'll do on the left and the right side of the door. That are glowing blue, but you do not speak the language.
Saldor.
Yeah.
Saldor. Words. By the door.
Right.
This door hasn't been opened in some time. I'm guessing the explorer who was last here didn't make it through the door.
It's entirely possible. We didn't really get a timeline from when Lifrin last visited. Though I would imagine it was less than 5 years ago if he was part of the Fendridge community.
Okay.
So if he in fact did encounter a cave, it may not have been this one.
Okay.
The writing Zaldor takes a look at it and assumes it is in Chilord.
That you are certain of.
Fantastic. It is, in fact, Chilord, which is a lovely language that no one speaks nor reads anymore. I cannot translate it for you, and I wish us all good luck.
Goli, does
that
the
is
source
lovely.
give you any insight?
Just a pool to go in.
You see every single word above and can read it clearly.
And there's writing. There's a pool to go in, and there's some writing here that I can make out. I don't know how.
You speak Chaloran?
I guess there's some latent thing there.
He
You
doesn't know much.
for somehow
But he
you're able
knows
to
Chilord.
you're able to read this language. You've never read it before. You do not know it, and yet it makes perfect sense to you. It looks to be in common or dwarven, totally normal for you. You don't know what they're talking about. There are two sentences, one going down the left, one going down the right.
Golly is reading them aloud as
Okay.
he goes.
I will read them aloud, and then I've got a picture to show you guys so you don't have to frantically write as fast as you want. So the first sentence reads, "Step forth with a heart that does not falter, a fair hand that weighs order, and a soul that leaves echoes carved in time. Step forth with a heart that does not falter, a fair hand that weighs order, and a soul that leaves echoes carved in time."
I've known Goli all of my life. I've never seen him be able to speak or write this language. I think he's lying.
You've known him
But
your
you
whole
think I'm
life
lying?
as a liar. This is a bad time to tell me this.
Well, I figured we should probably tell you before we went any further.
The second sentence reads, "Stand strong where others yield. Uphold the code beyond hope of reward, and let light, not darkness, guide your step." Stand strong where others yield. Uphold the code beyond hope of reward, and let light, not darkness, guide your step. And then I'm showing this to the players so you guys can read that at your leisure. Thought that might help out.
Thank you.
The door comes to a grinding stop, and beyond you see darkness. There is a even cooler air that seems to waft out, and it clings to your skin with a damp humidity.
And moving forward then. 'Cause that's how I'm drawn in.
I would say that's the prudent step if you're comfortable doing so. If you don't feel the need to lead the way, I believe one of us in here might have dark vision and might see things well.
Oh, no, I see fine.
No, I'm not meaning you. I mean one other person that might see things well.
I can lead.
Certainly, Hemlock could lead if he wanted to, but it's not necessarily his call. If there's anyone else here with dark vision,
They're
it might
dwarves.
not be Goli
You
or
think
Hemsworth.
they can't see in the dark?
Hemsworth?
I just feel like I'm being judged. A fair hand that weighs... Yes, so Lord Ansgar, you wanted to go first and lead the way then, I understand. As you're a dwarf who can also see in the dark and is not encumbered by the source or holding guns.
Sure.
Great idea.
Goli, go ahead.
Oh,
Golly steps forward and into the dark passageway.
All right. As you do, you step over some brambles and thorn root that have kind of overgrown some of the floor of this cut out interior structure. It is, other than that, very flat carved stone. It is a dark, kind of a dark purpley obsidian color to it. Has an air of strange, magical, just vibe visually to it, but not quite overt. You pass immediately by some blackened stone statues with melted faces that line the entry. Some of them crumbled as well.
Does that look like that happened recently, or is that like ancient damage?
It looks old. It looks old. As you enter Ansgar, you have there's a bit of a metallic tang to the air and kind of an old dry ash as well. Taste to the air, if you will.
Okay.
As you head in, you can also hear far away, almost like in the bowels of the mountain, a rumbling that sounds like a drop of a cave-in of stone, rocks hitting and collapsing. And then it stops. And then one rock. Very far away, very distant.
As we walk in, Galen passes his hand over the first statue that he comes to and just focuses on a moment to see if he picks up any resonance from this thing.
You get a sense of what's the best way to describe it? Lazy destruction, haphazard.
If it matters at all, I believe Ansgar and myself have greater dark vision. Just if that.
What's the difference between dark vision and greater dark vision?
Our vision can pierce through magical darkness at level 4 capability, I believe it says.
Can see through even 4th ranked darkness spell. Oh, okay, cool.
Where is that from? That just dwarfiness?
Oh, that's dwarfiness. I put a feat to it. I thought you had as well. It's called Defy the Darkness.
I did not.
Then you are a blind man.
But my Eidolon and I do share senses, and she has dark vision, but not greater dark vision.
Don't you, as a dwarf, have regular dark vision?
Yes.
Yeah.
But she
So,
can actually
only on that.
scout ahead, and I can see through her senses as well.
Shall I light a torch or not? Are we
Who was
going
that?
in dark?
Was that me?
I don't remember seeing anyone here. Galen, if you happen to be nearby and cannot see as well as I cannot see, a torch would be welcomed.
So be it. Galen lights a torch.
Golly, perception roll 26.
26. I'm going to clear that out. 26, 33.
With a 33, you stop short of what is a crude trap that has been set up on the floor before you in a narrow area between these statues just as you're getting into the entrance. And it looks like some strange, not pressure plates, but damaged stones that look clearly like they're waiting for someone to step on. And it's just maybe a 10-foot section, but it's definitely in the way.
34 if it matters.
Okay. What did I say? 26.
Yeah.
You're good?
Okay. Yeah, just a note here. I see something set into the stone. I don't think anyone should be stepping on it. So I put a little awareness here. Hello? In the dark.
Oh,
Over here.
I see you.
Can you
Okay.
point to what we shouldn't be stepping upon?
And Goli goes about and does that.
All right, you
Points.
point. It is the direct only path forward into the rest of this chamber, so you're going to have to deal with it somehow.
Okay, Hemlock will go up and try to disarm the trap.
All right, Hemlock gets down on hands and knees, breaks out some thieves' tools, and starts trying to find some way to disable whatever this is. It is a thievery 29 or crafting 27 or anything dealing with stonework 23.
What was the thievery?
29.
29. Fuck. That's a 22.
Okay. With a 22, you do not succeed, but you do not trigger it either.
So we're safe to go on then.
No. It's not disarmed. I can't figure it out.
Should I see what's on the other side?
You can see what's on the other side. If I forgot to mention that. On the other side is a large chamber, maybe 50 by 50, pretty empty, but there are some strange blue crystals that are sticking halfway out. They're like long, not completely unlike the source, but not as prominent, not emanating huge power, but just slightly blue, catching the light of your torch. And they're sticking halfway out perfectly as though they've been placed in the wall. And then there is another large door on the other side of the room.
I mean, this
Galen,
won't get in my way, but I don't know if I can help the rest of you across.
Not a bit of dwarven craftsmanship anywhere. These Chiloran, not bad. Not bad.
Can you do something about them?
Oh, I don't know. I can walk on them.
I
Don't-
wouldn't
don't-
advise that.
Do not walk on them.
Can you give it another go?
Someone else can,
Look.
with one of those skills, for a tension die added.
Ooh, tension dice.
It's a pressure plate. Is that right?
Yes.
Appears to be.
Okay.
There was a time.
We could retreat and set this trap off through some means.
Hemlock, do you think if we triggered the trap that it would be deactivated?
I do not know. This is not like any trap I've ever seen.
I mean, we run the risk of closing the passage. I don't know that we can afford to do that.
What kind of rubble and detritus is around us? We mentioned the melted statues.
Yep.
Are there other like broken and fallen
Sure.
rocks? Thinking of both of their ideas, Zaldor's idea is to use a spell, a telekinetic projection, to grab one of the melted statues and fling it onto the trap.
Telekinetic projection?
Yes.
You just make that sound good, don't you?
I think Zaldor has just decided to do everything that Galen says we shouldn't do.
Yep. Sure did.
Telekinetic
Here's an
projectile.
idea.
I did notice that too.
One bulk or less. So you can take a chunk of stone on the ground and chuck it over there.
Yeah.
All right, you do so. You hurl it over there and it lands on the pressure plate and triggers nothing.
Seems clear.
I don't trust this for some reason.
No, versus don't trust me. Now don't trust him.
I am not a trusting individual.
Hemlock, you still got that little device that we got out of the crashed ship?
The one that they'll bore holes through things? Yeah?
You got that?
It's got one charge left.
Could it bore a hole through these traps on the floor?
I don't know what that will do, though. Is
I
that
don't know
going
if
to
it
set it
clears a
off?
path to walk through.
Is there going to be an explosion? Is there going to be... What are those crystals on the other side? Are those going to, like, zap the shit out of us?
Does it? How long is the?
The area is about 10 foot that you're trying to get across. If you all became thaumaturges, this would be so simple. With the mirror.
With the mirror, right? Just jump over.
Now, what's the
If
distance to
we-
cross?
It's about 10.
So we
feet.
could jump it.
10 feet?
Some of you can.
If we had an hour or so, I could get all of us across safely.
Across 10 feet, we will take an hour.
I mean, I
Let's-
can get two of us across, no problem.
If I used, let's just confirm real quick.
And there's a stone, and now in the middle of this.
Yes.
Lord Ansgard, do you trust me?
Yes, you I trust. Intimately.
I could lift all of us and carry us over if you don't mind flying for a hot second. Does that work?
Does it have to be hot?
We'll find out. Zadar casts airlift.
And you can absolutely do that before, just in case you wanted to. You can long jump, which I don't think we've ever officially done in all our Pathfinder before. But you can, it's just right at the edge. It would be an athletics 18.
Yeah.
Again, for some of you, that would be quite easy.
If the spell doesn't work, how about we all try jumping for it?
Let's.
The spell should work just fine. Airlifts.
Airlift, is that one word or two
Cast
words?
Oh, one
confidence
There it is.
first.
Airlift,
Yes.
a level 4 huge spell. Massive rush of wind lifts, briefly carrying you and everything around you to a nearby destination. Each creature lifted as well. Fly up to 60 feet and land on a solid surface.
As opposed to Airwolf, which summons a tiny helicopter. and picks us up.
Let's not skip past Derek's comment earlier as you guys were flying. He says it's like blue steel over there. There's a lot of helicopter comments going
We're
on
full
tonight.
of timely
Yes.
references over here.
So you cast that spell.
Cast a spell.
Everyone is lifted off and goes to the other side and lands safely inside the interior of the Chilorn chamber.
Was it blue steel or blue
Blue
thunder?
thunder.
Damn. What did you mean, Derek?
Wasn't Blue Steel a Shaq movie?
He's going to edit it
Blue
to make it
Steel is
Blue
Zoolander.
Thunder.
Blue steel
Oh, that's
is the Zoolander look. Yes.
never mind.
It's a
It
movie
was
as
Blue
well.
Steel.
He was right. It's Blue Steel.
Oh, yeah, it
I
is.
was thinking
isn't
Roy
it?
Scheider.
It's not the Roy Scheider.
That's what I was
No, that is Blue Thunder.
Thunder.
Catch you later.
All right. Now that we've got that settled, the group's on the other side. We have Jocelyn here going, what are these other guys talking about? Speaking of Jocelyn, by the way, I have an alert for a hero point to be given out. Who is going to receive that? She has selected Zaldor to receive the hero point.
Thank you very much. I'm certainly going to need it.
As you arrive on the other side, the crystals seem to vibrate gently and make a hum sound. Little hum, little high-pitched.
What do you make of that? Looking at Goli.
Well, I can't know everything.
But
Goli
you
tries-
do know
Goli
exactly what
tries- Goli
I
tries
don't
to
know this.
see if there's any feeling source related.
You go over to the crystals, you see nothing source related, kind of, but nothing that really jumps out at you. You do see another large door here on the inside, and there is an elongated slot next to the door, a vertical slot. Might fit a small version of this crystal. You're not quite sure, but there's nothing like that around here.
Hmm.
And it's right next to the door. Dwarven head height.
Possible crystals go in the door, but nothing from the source.
Well, you're part crystal now, aren't you?
No, my eyes are blue. That's racist.
I'm just thinking, couldn't you stick something in that little hole?
Yeah, I could. Why is he disrobing?
seemed to be appropriate at the time.
The things, it could fit crystals. Maybe.
So
You gotta work with me here. I'm not the seer. I don't know everything.
the crystals all start humming once we entered the room?
Yep.
Or it simultaneously, or as we get close to particular crystals?
About simultaneously.
All right.
Am I still heavily blasted, or did I manage some healing?
You have been healed. Yes, it's been
Okay.
several hours.
Galen's gonna and see if he can hit a resonant frequency with the crystals just to see what happens.
Make a performance roll 12.
Oh, that's gonna be so much
If
fun.
only we had the bard.
Gotta go wake him up, though.
That's interesting. I have a 13 in that. So that's a 20.
Okay. You are able to match the pitch, and he is having some fun, almost some Bobby McFerrin overtone harmonizing.
No response from the crystals.
No, but from your friends, you get applause.
Thank you very much.
Woo! Woo!
Only if I could hum like you. Anything else that we can be observing in the room? Ceiling, floor, writing.
Negative. This door that has the door does have a blue energy like line going down the seam in the middle of it.
Oh.
And then the slot on the right hand side.
Have we considered just trying the door?
Oh, no one has ever considered just trying the door. Golly,
Ah!
will you tell Hemlock to please try the door?
Hemlock! You're up!
Look for traps, my boy.
He
What? He was right beside you.
So I can't see anyone. Terrifying.
Hemlock will check the door for traps.
Okay, I'm making a roll for you. You detect nothing.
Goli
Perfect.
will
I do not
check
detect the
out
trap.
these blue lines.
Mm-hmm.
See if they give sway one way or the other. As Goli casually traces them and puts his hands on the door in different
As you
spots.
put your hands by the door, your hands get warm as they touch the blue energy seam, but you notice nothing else with the seam. But you definitely have a connection with the door or the power.
And
within
feel
it.
it. Oh no, it's gone. There's something there. Split
So-
second, and then it goes away.
I think we've forgotten some of the words maybe that we saw above the front door when we came in.
Well, I believe the two sets of words you're referring to are step forth with a heart that does not falter, a fair hand that weighs order, and a soul that leaves echoes carved in time. The other side, of course, said stand strong where others yield, upholding the code beyond hope of reward, and let light, not darkness, guide your step. Are those the words you referred to?
Those are the words.
Okay.
Yeah. So, assuming that trap out there was the step forth with a heart that does not falter, you, Captain, graciously, we avoided that part. But a fair hand that weighs order. Anybody feeling especially judicial?
There's looks like a place where you can stick your hand. Is that like?
It's a long kind of slot next to it. Like you could fit an elongated football, American football.
And Scar will stick his hand in there.
All right, you stick your hand and you move it around in there, and nothing happens.
Goli, you want to give the same thing a try?
No.
Would you do it anyway?
Who heals me?
I'll heal
Cavern
you.
craves
I'll heal
gives-
you, sir.
I will give it a try.
Goli does the same thing. He touches and the door cracks open. The blue line separates and goes away, and the door grinds open slowly. As you do so, you step back from it, knowing that this was not the way to normally open the door. But again, you have some strange connection here. An image appears of a ghost before you standing in the door. It is of an old man in strange clothing, speaking in an unfamiliar language to all of you. This echoey, ghostly voice is unknown to all but Goli. And the voice says, "We seal away the power of Osgarin and abide by the accord. The world of Varen will now be safe."
It's very peculiar. But that's what he said.
The power of Asgarin, so that Varen would be safe.
The door is open, splitting in the middle, and you see a smaller chamber on the other side. This one has several doors, 1, 2, 3 additional doors going in different directions, and it has a fountain in the middle of the room.
Is Ghost Dude just hanging out?
Fades away. Obi-Wan Kenobi has given his message, or Princess Leia has given her message.
Everything in here is reasonably, like, not super tight spaces, right? Like, not like cavern like.
No.
Okay. So Shalara is there with us then. She is already manifested.
Great. The dragon is there. Yeah, it's definitely tall, too. Vaulted ceilings.
Goli will step into the room.
All right. Inside this smaller room, it is primarily dominated by this fountain. It is a fountain covered in nasty water. You're not sure why there's even water still remaining in here, but it is filled with mossy, lichen, gross stuff. It smells very earthy in here as well. There are 3 other doors. None of them have that blue line energy in the middle, although you do see a seam in each of those doors. There's a couple steps leading up to each. And you also see there's some strange writing hidden underneath some of the lichen on the fountain. The fountain is we'll say like an 8-foot wide kind of flat circular fountain with a just a generic shape of, I don't know.
Generic fountain shape.
Cupid peen.
No. No.
Chomoran King.
Oh, sorry.
No. Someone in a basic pottery class that just made some general shapes that go like hourglass, up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down.
And though it's running, the fountain is...
It is not.
Okay.
It is stagnant and in poor
Gross.
use.
Seems to be some writing here. Goli will inspect that writing.
You see, are you going to touch some of the stuff to clear it off?
Yes, just brushing it away, pushing it aside to get a better look.
With your bare hands, you touch some of it and move it aside.
No. I go.
And slough it off. You see, there is no writing, but it is a bunch of symbols that are upon this fountain. There are more than a dozen of these symbols that you know the meaning of. Somehow it draws upon you what these are, and they are cryptic. And think like an Egyptian symbol that just means nothing unless you know really what it is. You know what these different symbols are, and I have for you players what those symbols are right here.
Oh, wow.
The symbols are balance, courage, faith, honor, hope, justice, legacy, loyalty, mercy, patience, resolve, sacrifice, truth, unity, and wisdom.
A lot of these words would seem to align with the writing we saw on the door outside.
Indeed.
Stand strong where others yield. Uphold the code beyond the hope of reward. The code.
Well, I would perhaps argue that standing strong where others yield would be resolve.
Or courage.
That may be step forth with a heart that does not falter. You may be able to reverse those, but that seems to align. A fair hand that weighs order. Perhaps justice.
That is definitely...
What do we do with this?
Well, where Galen's going with this is if there was one key word for each of the statements, we'll say, or the writings, perhaps if we place our hands on the symbols in order, or place Goli's hands with his source in the right order, we might activate the fountain.
Activate something.
Perhaps even find the power of Sgarin.
The doors in this room are closed currently.
That is correct.
Should we take a look at those doors?
Sure.
Yeah.
One of them has
Hemlock.
I'll go to the door to the left
We have our
of
door
the
guy.
entrance
The
and
door guy.
check for traps.
You check for traps. I'm going to have you check all 3.
Yep.
You are confident if you're facing in, you have a door, 1 on your left, 2 in front, 3 on the right. You are confident the third one does not have traps with that natural 20.
And the third one being to the right.
The right, correct. The others don't have traps.
And the third one, I'm absolutely sure it doesn't
Yep.
have traps. Okay, I'm going to go up to that one
Okay.
and see if the door opens.
The door does not open. It appears to be made of solid stone with a seam down the middle, but there's no blue energy in this seam.
And there's no slot like the other door?
There is not.
You still got that device that we looted off of that crash ship?
Yeah.
You're going to say that with everything that, this mayor isn't agreeing to what we want.
Look, when all you've got is a stone melting tool, then everything looks like a stone that can be melted, okay?
Courage. A fair hand that weighs order. Well, that's certainly justice. And then a soul that leaves echoes carved in time. Well, that would be a legacy, wouldn't it? Leaving souls behind, the legacy format. And of course, if we were to stand strong where others yield, that could certainly be, that could be honor.
Resolve.
After that, we have the beyond the hope of reward, right? Where this is beyond the hope of reward.
Sacrifice.
Or loyalty.
Or faith.
Let light not
Loyalty
darkness
always
guide
has
us.
faith. Well, faith and loyalty are their own rewards. Sacrifice.
Right. So, light not darkness guide your step. That would be truth. Truth is light. So,
Faith is light.
This is like some sort of
if
class on theology of
Yeah.
interpreting to whatever you want things to be. I love it.
beyond the hope of reward, everyone said we went with resolve and then sacrifice. Is that correct? Or did we go back to for specifically stand strong where others yield and uphold
Resolve.
the code beyond the hope of reward, and let light not darkness guide your step. So that's resolve.
Resolve.
We're going with. All right. Not honor. Okay. So, Goli, would you be a dear and press the courage symbol? Just with your hand. Just lightly touch the symbol that says courage that you identified.
Goli, go over and press on the symbol for courage.
All right. And in traditional bard's fashion,
Zap.
there is a little bit of a light of that symbol that lights up.
If you wouldn't mind, next going to justice and doing the same thing.
But it's on the other side of the fountain.
I mean, take all the time you need.
Okay. Jolly. He walks around and finds justice.
Justice, you press that, and a symbol that you press lights up a little bit.
Is the original symbol also still lit?
Correct.
2 out of 3. Let's keep going.
2 out of 3.
Legacy, please.
Your legacy. That's this one here. I'll press that.
You press that. As you do so, it lights up. Then all 3 fade, and there is a huge trap of a chunk of stone. You try and leap off, but you fail as the floor of the fountain gives way, and you have actually unlocked the fountain, and it descends and creating spiral stairs down. God damn it, Jeremy, you're good. Holy cow! Stairs start to form, and the slushy, mucky water sloughs down, and it creates spiraling stairs down to a lower area.
Good job, man.
And Goli starts to roll down. Goli
Wait,
is
no,
rolling
no!
down.
Well, we'd lost him. Does anyone else have
And
this?
it closes back up.
You stop about halfway.
Oh, okay. I'm okay.
Where did that come from?
We solved the riddle.
We solved half of the riddle.
I'm still okay.
Golly,
Someone
come back
follow
up
that
here.
voice.
Galen, you go down to help him out, and you hold on to him tight as you sense there is a haunt just a few feet below him on the stairs.
Do not move.
An occult trap placed
I haven't
upon the
been
bottom of the
moving.
stairs.
But I am okay.
Can you see
Wait. Am I okay?
Well,
I don't see anything.
do you need healing?
No, I'm fine.
Just a little bruise.
Just a little tumble.
By the way, Jeremy, you need to do something for the fans. They're requesting a Zaldor speech for being successful with all of that.
Oh. When you're a wizard of my age, from the seventh tower, there are things that you learn and there are things that are unlearned that
Is he
one
giving the
must be a
speech
part
again?
of.
Let's stay down here.
When one learns certain languages, there is a certain
So,
cadence
Galen,
and
what are you
tone that
doing?
goes-
as
Does
this
he
goes on?
realize that we gave him the answers, or does he just think he came up with them all on his own?
This is
Whatever.
why there are
Don't
wizards
argue.
in the
Oh
world.
my goodness!
To impart such wisdom and hate others.
I'm waiting for drunk Zaldor.
Oh God!
7 spears!
I wanted 8, but I get it.
7. We get 7.
Stupid 7. Wife is dead. Did you know that?
No.
I have anything to do with it. Why are you looking at me like that?
She's just asleep, okay?
Me and Shatner accused all the time. All right, Galen.
I think we should return to the top. We have half of this riddle still left unsolved.
Why are you so concerned? We should go down.
Well,
Look
no,
at where
you
this
don't
goes.
want to go down. There's a trap down there. I can sense it. I don't know if you can see it,
No,
but we're going to need somebody else's help with this as well.
But you can disarm it, right?
You believe you are the only one who can, Galen. This is not a physical trap. This is an otherworldly, even beyond magic, kind of a pseudo curse trap, a haunt placed upon some of these stairs to grab anyone who's made it
We
this
have
far.
stumbled across your domain.
Well, with hang here for a moment, Goli. I'll see what I can do about this. And with torch lit, Galen will carefully walk forward until he feels it's no longer safe and assess.
All right. You squat down low with your torch at the stairs. A couple of the other heroes look down from the fountain above.
Hand out, feeling.
You reach into your bag and pull out 2 strange esoteric items and gently place them near this haunt that only you can see. What might those 2 things be?
Probably some dust from an earth elemental and perhaps a stinger from a cave scorpion.
All right. Make an occult 23. It is disabled. Actually, correction. I'm going to say occult 23. It's disabled or goes off and only affects you. So the good news is the rest of the party is safe, no matter what you roll.
Can I help in some way?
I think you should perhaps help by getting ready to help me.
Okay.
Occult 23.
So that is a 5, and my occult is a 16. So that would be a 21, and so I will use my hero point to re-roll that.
All right.
You don't want to save those for later. It's
Oh.
not like we're getting into a combat or anything.
That is a 9 plus 16.
25.
25 is a success. Placing the scorpion tail, I believe you said, was the last
Scorpion
one.
stinger, yeah.
Or
yeah.
scorpion stinger. As you do so and you wave your hand in a little bit of a Jedi-like move, you see the outline of this strange haunt fade away from only your vision and dissipate like dust in the wind.
A little shakily, Galen will put his esoteric components away and turn around and Goli, I think it's safe, but I do think we should meet back up with the rest of them.
It's safe.
We're on our way.
You said it was safe,
It's like
right?
nobody's paying attention to you at all.
Okay, I'm
today,
used to it by
Galen.
now.
Wait, we don't want to go down?
No. You can proceed if you'd like. I think it's worth resolving the rest of this puzzle here. We don't know what awaits us, and this was very clearly imprinted on the doorway in.
How do we know the rest of it's not further
Yeah, the
on?
stone father.
How did we know
waits
the first
for
half
no
wasn't
man.
wrong?
And Goli just begins walking down.
Golly heads down and
There's a
enters-
little bit of a tug on his shoulder, though. He's like, you should come along, though. And Goli begins making his way down.
All right.
I'm sorry, I'm with him.
There's only 2 humans in this entire cavern. Half of them thinks we should move on, yet you need assistance. I can see very well it's not true, but I want you to feel better about yourself. What are you trying to consistently pursue so that we can stay with the rest of our dark-visioned group?
It's really straightforward and obvious.
You want to stay.
We were given a set of instructions. We have resolved half of the instructions.
Yes.
The other half is down here.
It's like
Got
he's
me this
treating,
far.
it's like he's treating him like a special needs thaumaturge. Just, how do I help you?
Where do you want to go?
What part of this does not make sense to you? Resolve the rest of the riddle. It's right here in front of us.
What is? Galen, point out to what you can see. I see nothing in the
Use
dark.
your words, Galen.
I think you should join the dwarves. And Galen will turn to the turn back to the
Oh, it's very
sigils
dark
on
down here.
on the
There's
wall.
candy everywhere.
Well, hello, friendly eyes.
Zaldor,
So like the just to
Wait, I
get
need
a
healing.
clear picture, the entire fountain is gone,
The
right?
No.
interior of the fountain
Just the
floor.
interior, so everything else is still there.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Oh,
there's
the
a,
interior.
yeah, the
that changes everything.
Oh, no, I'm
Well,
trying to get this. I
well,
thought it was the outside where Goli would be walking
there's
along the
still-
outside and touching symbols and hence is falling. It's the
no,
inside
you
of the thing.
we're kind of leaning
Got
over
it.
the water and then
I
you
got
fell
it,
in
I
as it
got it,
went
I
down.
got
So
it.
now there's this middle section of the fountain top and the spiral stairs around it.
Hey, now I want to leave. Okay.
but you don't want to go down the fountain, Galen. You want to stay in the room?
He wanted to push the last 2 buttons. What were they?
Oh, on the fountain.
Yes.
Resolve,
Yes.
sacrifice, and truth. But I don't believe
Those.
those happen here.
Well, then but that is what he is speaking to.
If you don't think we should do this now, then we can move on.
I mean, I don't find any value in reactivating the stairs that have already been activated.
How do you know that's what it does? How does your brain work? I don't understand.
Galen,
There are 3 locked doors in this room, are there
I'm
not?
not sure if these are doors. There's a seam, but there's no magic. Like there was no blue light like there was before.
If you are all insistent upon moving on, then I will move on. I think you're missing
Well,
something.
hit the three words. See what happens.
The first one is resolve.
I touch resolve. Galen touches resolve.
All right, you have to lean over, hold on, because there's just this spiral staircase area, and you're able to lean over and you're able to press the resolve symbol, and it lights up blue.
The second symbol,
If this
Technically, the
closes the stairs, I'm going to be so pissed.
sacrifice.
And Goli just down there forever. With the
Galen
source.
touches sacrifice.
It lights up blue.
The third symbol, truth.
Galen touches truth.
All right, what were the 3 one more time?
Resolve,
Yep.
sacrifice, truth.
Yes, okay. You press the third one, it lights up blue, fades away, and blasts you for 20 points of sonic damage. Make a reflex save 25 or fall down in.
I didn't do that.
What is the whole thing saying?
Reflex 25.
That is exactly 25.
All right, you are able to hold on as you are blasted, and Hemlock is able to pull you away from the thing. 20 points of sonic damage. For some reason, I'm looking at Jocelyn over there, who is in Alan's spot, who normally does the damage.
Why did you do that to him, Jocelyn? Rude.
And as you're holding
It's your
on,
first time.
the spiral stairs all rise up.
Zaldor, I think now would be an appropriate time for a speech.
Why? What's going on here?
You so.
Golly, you are down below in a dark crystalline cavern, and the only way up are these spiral stairs that rise up, leaving nothing but a solid circular column behind.
And you're the only one empowered with the source to be able to open it.
And we will take our break there, and we'll be back in a little bit and see what the hell happens next. We'll be back. All right, we are back from break. Thanks for joining us. We're in a little bit of a predicament with the dwarven healer who knows these runes trapped down at the bottom. We're gonna chat about this as well in the after show. If you'd like to support us, consider dropping by patreon.com/ingloriousbards to access the after show and a bunch of other one shots for just a couple bucks a month. We certainly appreciate the support. So, Derek, bring up a battle map, please, with just Goli on it.
Don't split the party. Oh boy.
So you mentioned another dwarf.
Yeah, we'll talk about that after. When the four of you are continuing on.
All right, we are in a large, dark, crystalline cavern, huge chamber, maybe 150 by 150, well, roughly rectangular with blue outcroppings. There's a door not pictured but not accessible at the moment, and that is not the concern. The concern is, Goli, you see one of these crystals start to move. A leg extends out, and another, and another.
From the same crystal?
And another, and another, and another, and another. An 8-legged crystalline strider, a spider-like creature, descends from the ceiling looking like a crystal, looking like an alien around metallic tubing in a factory setting, but this is blue crystal, lightly emanating a light, and it starts crawling towards you aggressively. We are rolling a one-on-one initiative for the moment, and on your battle map you should see you here, and then there is a bad guy you should see way up yonder to the top right there. That is the crystalline strider.
At least 3 rounds away. Hopefully. Striders probably have fast speed.
Really slow.
The word is stride. I think he's half a round away.
I'm sure you're fine.
Actually, it gets worse. It's stride and as though striding is its profession.
Extra proficient at striding.
Yes. At least it's not stride-est.
The next room over.
All right, rolling initiative. Sorry, it's taking so long. Here we go.
I think it's time for Goli to pull a Rorschach here.
And the strider goes first. Surprise, surprise. With a 38 on its initiative.
Oh, that's not
Surprise!
good.
I'm going to double check its movement. It is called a
That's what I
strider.
added to my watch list. We were talking about on the way here. All the Watchmen.
Oh, all right, yeah.
Back it up. Just back
It goes around that rock outcropping and charges incredible speed, 45-foot movement speed, racing with incredible speed towards you, Goli, and it comes within about 15 feet of you, almost silently, just creepily silent, coming at you. It is getting ready to charge. You also see it is has a little glowing light inside its main chest area, abdomen, thorax area, and you see bristly bits sticking out that flange out aggressively as it gets even closer. It is your turn.
Oh, Strider. Okay.
Goli is going to cast Sanctuary upon himself.
Sanctuary, one creature, range touch. Are you within range? Duration 1 minute. You ward a creature. Creatures attempting to attack must make a will save each time. if you use a hostile action, the spell ends. So you can spend 2 actions, and what does that look like when Sanctuary affects you?
It's mainly him touching his forehead in some symbolic way, making a quick symbol,
All right.
and then a flash of gold, and then it fades.
You have 1 more action.
I will. Can I try for cover any of these spots?
Sure.
Don't like the way you put that.
Some there, there's some there, there's bigger ones here.
Everywhere.
That's the stairs kind of area.
Everywhere is cover if you try hard enough.
Essentially came up out of one of these crystals. Right?
He was just hanging from the ceiling looking like one.
Okay. All right.
There are several others that also look spiderly.
Lots of crystals in there.
Free action, faintly calling to the rest of my group. Help! And Goli will go southeast
Southeast over to...
with a movement of 25.
Okay.
Now I imagine every time you cast Sanctuary, when the glow of the gold comes on, it just emanates, help,
A little bit of help.
All right, next in initiative is the group of heroes that are up above. What would you like to all do?
Courage, Justice, Legacy! Courage, Justice, Legacy! Courage, Justice, Legacy!
What was it again?
Slow down. One at a time.
The symbols have changed.
I'm sure glad that Goli translated these all for us before he went down there.
Well, yeah,
Since he is the only one who understands them.
and did he? Did he? Like, is that something?
I made sure to preface any translation with, he says it out loud.
You don't know what he said or translated or anything along those lines, but you might have a good idea of what physically the symbols were. 2 from the left, 3 down, and then 2 over on the right type of a vibe.
There's also recall
try that.
knowledge, folks.
Zaldor just watched, but Galen, if you want to try again with the other symbols that are there, I'd be happy to aid you in any way I can.
You're up, Zaldor. Go for it.
I feel like one of us has to be a hero. Hemlock.
You're about to lose your turn in this initiative.
I think
Push the buttons!
I think I remember the sequence.
Make a arcane or occult roll,
perfect.
22.
But that's what we're good at.
Uh-huh.
5.
Okay.
Either one.
He's pressing 5, 6 symbols, all just mashing them all
You
at
know
the
what?
same
Thank-
time.
Nope.
You
nope,
were
thank you.
blasted by 20 points of sonic damage.
All right. Zaldor will
guys
attempt
are
his
dicks.
symbols.
Yeah.
Clearly, they need a wizard's touch. What am I rolling? Arcana?
Or occult.
I'm gonna go with let's see. So my occultism is a plus 15. Cool. My Arcana is a plus 21. We'll go Arcana. That's a natural 1.
Oh,
but I have
my
a
God.
free hero point given away. Thank you, Justin. I told you I need it. And
I just want to
Zaldor-
point out right now, you are
No, don't like them!
you're perfectly protected from all this craziness down here.
nothing's happening. That's a very good point.
Exactly.
No threat whatsoever.
Exactly.
No hurry.
No pressure.
Totally
No hurry. Take my time. Turning that from a 1 to a 17 plus 21 is a 48. 38.
It's got legs.
You open up the fountain staircase and it descends again, creating the spirals, leaving behind
crush the spider.
step after step after step after step. Unfortunately, no. Imagine a solid pillar of stone and it starts to come down, but some sections remain up above, creating the spiral. That is the situation. There are 2 other heroes.
I will go, since Gully's been gone for a while and we're split the party.
10
Lord,
seconds. It's been 10
Yeah.
seconds.
Did we
split the party?
Lord Ansgar will head down the stairs.
Okay.
And Galen will be right behind.
Yeah.
All right. And
Can you send someone else? Oh, okay. Hi.
I think the next one we should try is honor. Honor, resolve, and I think truth. It might be faith, but truth. We can try
Gully's
this time.
antagonizing the Strider by going, "You're in so much trouble. My friends are right there. They're coming down."
all right. I'm putting those people on the map.
What do you mean by those?
What do you mean by those people?
Well,
And
obviously
there they
he
are.
means Galen because he's the only one who's a person.
It is a new round of combat.
Jesus.
And we're going to roll initiative just for the new people and see where they fall within things. And they are after the spider. The spider senses more life but doesn't care. It goes after the closest, which is the dwarf Goli, and charges at you. And
Sanctuary.
oh, that's right.
First is a will check versus my DC.
And this is to attack.
Mm-hmm.
To get an
attack.
attempt to attack.
What if it's not? What was it? What is an attack? A strike?
Not any hostile.
Does it say
Attempting
hostile
to
act?
attack the target will make. I'm thinking the hostile stuff. Yeah. All right. That sounds fair. Make a will save. What's the will
Before
that it needs?
each one, before each attempt to attack. 27 at least.
38 rolled.
Oof.
Wow.
Sanctuary ends.
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
Is that at least
mean,
an action?
I
Critically,
think if
no,
it was
not even
Jesus
that.
Christ,
Well,
Sanctuary
he's
would
choosing
still
to
be
attack, so whatever this is, yes, is the first action.
It does not
Maybe
close
point.
in. I stand corrected. And it blasts out colorful light from within at you to mess with its prey. And it has rolled an attack roll against you. Boop, 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 boop. Of 29 to attack.
That for a specific component?
AC.
That's your AC.
Oh, AC? That will strike. That will hit.
All right.
When you say to attack, are you talking about me?
I don't know if it's whatever he's rolling against.
I haven't played this Dungeons and Pathfinders.
Jocelyn, who's here as an audience member, can you pick a number between 1 and 4, please?
3.
She picked 3. Electricity of this chromatic ray blasts you
shit.
for 50 electrical damage.
You
Now
have
s-
more source.
Now 50 becomes 60 points of damage.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh no! He's vulnerable!
You're vulnerable.
Yes.
That's why we were all like, oh, shit.
Oh!
Jocelyn, you're fired.
Oh my god. Yikes. You do get wait. You do get a fort save to cut that in
I
half.
get a prayer
I believe.
of
Hold on.
opportunity.
AC and fortitude. Imagine when it makes a spell attack with a hit to me to see which raise deal damage. The damage is double. Nope. It's a hit. A fort save is for something else entirely. You are hit for 60 points. What does that bring you down to?
67.
Okay. Holy moly. That was its first action. Its second.
Should be. Is that not a 2 action?
It is not. It is a 1-action release light specialized ability. Its second action with the multiple attack penalty is to launch a crystal dart at you. Shunk. And it misses and gets frustrated with a natural 1 and gets frustrated and loses its last action.
Okay.
It is
No status conveyed. Just the damage outright with the electricity.
Yes. It is Galen's turn. You're right here at the bottom of these stairs next to a little dragon. What was the dragon's name one more time?
Shalara.
Shalara.
She's an Eidolon.
And Eidolon and Ansgar.
Do we see any of these other creatures, or is this the only one that's visible at the moment?
Don't ask those questions.
You see crystals.
You see, I have one more on this map.
Thousands.
You may make a perception roll if you want to lose an action,
No,
but it
I'm
will
good.
be an easy perception roll of a 20.
Nah,
Okay.
I will keep my actions.
All right.
All right. Jeez. Galen sees Goli just take that massive shock and figures something has to be done. So, first off, exploit vulnerability. So, hand wavium and attempt to understand what this creature is.
Hand wavium.
Let's see. That'll be a plus 19. Rolled a 6, and that dice goes in jail for now. That's a 25.
You do not exploit a
I
vulnerability.
do not exploit a vulnerability. That's terrifying. All right. What's the distance to get to Goli, please? 35 feet. Oh. Oh,
By the way,
goodness.
one of the people watching, our fans, Gaming Snake 13 says he wishes that you were being charged by the electricity, Goli, kind of like a Wakanda type vest. Yeah.
My heels get more powerful.
Galen will use both movement actions to sprint in front of Goli and stand guard on him.
Okay. Done. It is Goli's turn.
Goli casts. Excuse me.
Why do I feel the back of my neck is wet? I was just...
It's all part of the healing.
It's all
The risky surgery. You gotta spit on it.
Battle medicine gets weirder.
Goli is going to open up right with a heal
Okay.
on oneself. D8.
And then step in front of Galen to protect him.
Let's see. Where are you? Where are you?
They can't attack forever, right?
There they are. Sorry, Jericho.
Only as long as they have
stole
hit
my
points.
dice. Casting on myself, 2 actions, self-heal. 12, 15, and the others rounded 15, 25, plus 40, 65. I am back to full health.
Sweet.
Wow.
Ooh.
Nice.
That's a massive heal. You have
With the last action, I will cast shield on myself, cantrip, 1 action.
all right. Ansgar.
Ansgar. So
And that same perception option is available to you if you want.
yeah.
Oh, I'm an idiot. Sorry, not that. Goli has his own shield. He raises that one.
The physical
The
shield.
physical shield.
Now that he's not panicking.
And before you go, let's see if she can make things right again. Jocelyn, I have another hero point to be awarded. Who will receive this? Golly, guilt hero points.
Handed by the spider. I'm so sorry.
Acting together, Ansgar and Shalara will both head towards the spider, heading northwest 25 feet. Each just moving up. Well, Ansgar will move less far. Maybe.
It's very close.
Yeah, I would definitely like to be within 30 feet of the spider. As long as
but not much more.
exactly, I want to be 30 feet away from this spider.
You gotta
So
move
I will
10
move.
feet.
Yes, perfect. Shalara, however, will continue to move forward her 25 feet. I will then cast Tangled Vine at the spider. So a vine, Ansgar, does some weird little hand gesture, and a vine appears from thin air, flicking from your hand and lashing itself to the target, attempting a spell attack roll against it. I rolled a 5, so that I think I'm 17, 20. Yeah, 19 to hit.
19 to hit is a
Yes.
miss.
All right, done.
All right, you close in, strike, but miss. It is time for the outside folks to do
Oh,
something.
plus 17. I'm sorry, it would have been 23.
is a
Probably still
miss. Hemlock, Zaldor.
Great flash of lights down there. Do you see that?
I think we're needed down there, Captain.
On our way!
There is battle afoot.
Zaldor and Hemlock rush and fight over who's going to go with the first stair. You should go.
I go first.
I should go first. I'm the captain. You.
All right,
should-
Hemlock, you arrive.
And there's an action.
Zaldor's like, no, you should go. I'll go first as he's pushing Hemlock down.
You arrive at the bottom of the stairs, and you may take 2 more actions now that you arrive.
Oh, what's my distance to that spider?
I'm only going to need 1.
Looks like 50 feet
Yep.
from you.
Oh, shoot.
Exactly.
I'll do a quick draw and fire upon it. Oof. With a 25.
25 You almost hit Ansgar.
Yeah.
But miss.
Dice have not been favorable.
No. I will do another quick draw and try to shoot again. Fuck. No. Get rid of that dice.
I would like to get to a point at high level with you that you never actually physically have guns remaining. You're just infinitely drawing guns and just tossing them. That would be badass. All right, I think that's it. Zaldor, you make it to the bottom of the stairs and have 2 actions as well. You're on the board.
Oh dear, that's the thing that you're screaming about. No thank you. Zaldor casts Wall of Fire
Oh my god.
and separates the lightning creature from in front of Galen with a 60-foot line of flame that goes from the pillar tower that the stairs come from all the way to the wall.
Now, if you angle this the right way, you could hit almost all of us.
Yes.
This
Yes,
is,
I could. What an excellent idea.
This is the battlefield equivalent of like the cop who's been on scene for 2 seconds opening fire.
What the fuck's going on here? I got him.
All right, Derek's put a wall down for you.
Yeah, I feel good about that.
That's
Stop using that spell.
I'm saving you.
All right, and that is the end of the battle. I'm sorry, the end of this round.
Sweet.
Except for one thing, I will now reveal the second creatures in the battle, and I have not moved it. Galen had an opportunity.
So did Ansgar. Why me?
And it is right there by the stairs, right 10 feet behind
No heavens.
Hemlock and Zaldor. I'm rolling its initiative on its own, and it got a 34. Start of the new round is the first spider's turn, and we are saying this creates some concealed craziness.
Yeah, let me give you the Wall of Fire details here. A Wall of Fire. Hemlock loves this part. You raise a blazing wall that burns creatures that pass through it. You create either 5-foot thick wall of flame in a straight line up to 60 feet, which I did. The wall stands vertically in either form. If you wish, the wall can be of a shorter length, that's fine. Everything on each side of the wall is concealed from creatures on the opposite side. And, of course, any creature that crosses the wall occupying the wall's area at the start of its turn takes 4d6 fire damage. Isn't that neato?
Okay.
Neato.
Spider walks around the wall.
No! My only weakness!
All right.
Distance.
It charges through the flames and takes some damage then, right?
Yes, that would be all the magic fire damage of 4, 5, 3, and 3. That is 15 points of flame damage.
All right, it takes that and charges with 3 actions with a trample.
Ooh.
It moves up to twice its speed, which is insane.
So it gets to go 30 feet?
No, it's
Oh,
gonna,
it's running over
it's
all
going
of us.
to
Oh, that's
hit
much
all
worse.
of us.
It's not confined to a straight line for this
No, it
trample?
strides up to double its speed and can move through the spaces of creatures of the listed size. Doesn't say anything at all about a straight line.
Okay.
Tramples and tramples and tramples, almost seeming to grow a little bit larger with longer legs, and then it shrinks back down to its normal large size or medium size at the end. Every single one of you,
Did it include Shalar?
no, so you
Okay.
just roll once on yourself. Need to make a basic reflex save of 29 or take 18 points of piercing.
Natural 20.
Natural 20.
Whoa!
Yeah.
That's a fail for Zaldor. which is
18,
unfortunate. He's very spry.
18 piercing.
And a fail for Galen.
18 piercing.
What's the number to roll?
29 reflex.
Ooh, 34.
You take half damage, and critical failures will be double. All right. The other one
Good saves, natural 20s. Nice.
attacks.
Nothing.
Hits.
Hit. 18,
Failure,
18. Okay.
The other one, the new spider that is by the stairs right next to Zaldor. The 2 spiders are next to each other, I guess, now. But
Oh,
it's-
heavens.
the second one blasts chromatic light with release light at Zaldor. I'm going to randomize a bit of the number, but still ask Jocelyn to pick a number between 1 and 4.
Watch yourself.
2.
4, 1. It's electricity again.
No!
50 electrical damage is coming at you if he hits. I didn't roll the hit. Let's slow it down a little bit.
All right. Zaldor, you all know, is exceptionally armored in his robes and has an AC of 25. So good luck to this
You should
one,
be
okay?
just
It rolled
fine.
a 25. I thought it
Oh,
missed.
I meant 26.
If only we
Zaldor
had a
has-
bard giving us +1 to our ACs.
25. You are hit for 50 electrical damage. Holy moly.
That is more than Zaldor's health, and he is down to 30 points left. Ow! I'm toasty.
That's more than you have left? So you're unconscious.
Oh, no.
He's got
It's
30.
more than half.
Oh, okay. Gotcha,
of what
gotcha,
I
gotcha,
have.
gotcha.
I have 30 left.
And then it strides 5 feet towards you?
That's still me.
Nope, it's going to stay there and lash out with a long leg
Doesn't have to.
with a 25 to hit.
That does, in fact, hit, as we previously established.
22 points of bludgeoning damage.
That takes me down to 8, and I don't like being in this cave any longer. What was the code that you hit, Galen, upstairs? Just so I can double check it.
Speaking of Galen, your turn.
Oh,
You're up north.
Lord.
If you were to activate it now, it would kill you. So it doesn't matter.
This is not looking good. What is the distance, please? Yeah, this is gonna be all kinds of janky. All right, Galen failed the first time to ascertain what these creatures are, but we'll give it again a try again. Really concentrates hard and reaches out, and it's a little better. Maybe got how about a 30?
Is a success.
Yay! So on a success, learn a creature's weaknesses, resistances, and on a success, always learn the highest by passable resistance.
So you get to learn all that stuff.
No, not all of it.
No resistance. Weakness to Sonic 10.
Okay. Then I believe what that means.
Because you can imbue your blade with that, I believe.
Yeah, I think that Galen's blade starts to vibrate ever so subtly.
That's one of the biggest, juiciest vulnerabilities you've charged that up with.
It's really great. So that does allows me to hit that weakness. So okay, great. So in that case, then, since I'm using the mortal weakness, it applies to all creatures with the same weakness.
Okay.
So there we go.
Problem is, though, they've gone far from you.
They certainly have. So what's we said 55 to that nearest one, I think is what we said.
40. It's run away from you.
55.
55. Yep. So it's 55 feet away. So it looks kind of strange, but Galen slices his sword through the air, and you see almost like a ghostly image project forward from him.
That's right.
And strike at that, the one that he had the exploit vulnerability on, which would be that one that is highlighted there, the one to the south.
Okay.
There we go. Let's cross our fingers here. 25 to hit.
25 is a miss.
Ay.
One more action.
No, that's 2 actions to do
Oh,
the
to
strike at a
extend
distance.
and then go. Gotcha.
So we're good.
Golly, you're in the northwest, currently safe from all trouble.
Fantastic. Heal spell. Lashes out. This is a 2.
Violently.
Casting on Zaldor. 10, 12, 23, 63.
Oh! My goodness, I feel better. Thank you.
And then the shield is raised yet again.
All right. One correction. I made an adjustment to creatures a long time ago. It did not adjust the chromatic ray. Anyone who was hit, I think 2 people were hit,
Yes.
should have been 40, not 50 initial electrical damage. Just 40.
Then I'm backing
plus-
off
Plus 10 more.
10.
Carry on.
My hit points are confused in my brain now. What do you have me at?
81.
Sounds lovely.
All right. One more action for Golly.
Negative. I raised my shield.
Ansgar.
So Ansgar spins around, avoids being trampled by the spider, spins around small, showing his full repertoire of spells at this point because shit is going south quickly. But there's so much else that we're going to have to face.
How many spells do you have to cast per adventure, really?
4.
Choose wisely.
I have 2 4-level and 2 5-level spell and 2 5th-level spells, and that's it. Other than cantrips. So Shalara's going to head 50 feet to the south.
50?
East. Yeah, so 2 moves.
Move?
Okay, 4. Yep, that's great. She's going to stop right
Charging
there.
towards the 2.
And then she is going to strike. Oh my god. 23 to hit.
Misses.
And Ansgar is going to head to the south and mostly south, 1 to the east, 25 feet.
Okay.
Trying not to be in a line with anybody else.
Hemlock. There's this big gaggle of 2 spiders, a wizard, an eidolon, and yourself.
Yeah, that's no good. Hemlock's gonna move 30 feet to the southwest, striding right past Lord Elsgard.
No striding. We're done with striding.
Nope. And while he's doing that, he's going to do a running reload. So he reloads one of his guns as he moves, and then he is going to open fire
Mashing
on the
bullets in the chimney.
southernmost strider.
Come on, baby.
It's gambling.
That's a 31.
Is a hit.
It's
Got one.
bullshit. So 18 points of piercing or bludgeoning damage.
Okay, done.
And then he will drop that gun and do a quick draw and shoot at it again. With that's a 34.
Wow, on your second attack with a -5.
Yep, I
There's
rolled
another hit.
22 points
Nice.
of damage.
That's like 40 damage in one turn.
Nice.
It is injured. You are done, and I've got an image of a wizard right next to these things.
That's a very apropos statement. After the ghostly Galen flew through Zaldor to swing at the creatures, it reminded Zaldor of a new spell he picked up because of Galen. Zaldor reaches into his pockets, pulls out a small piece of mercury, a small vial of it, and pours it on the floor, and casts a flourishing spell, and reappears as Zaldor. And I cast Mirror's Misfortune.
Okay.
I take a 5-foot step backwards, but I am still there. In Mirror's Misfortune, I make an illusion secondary Zaldor.
Huge level 4. Split yourself, your real self, and your mirrored version of yourself that curses would-be attackers with misfortune.
I will then move towards the very cozy wall of fire and leave my illusory self in front of the spider creatures.
All right, so you can step to any adjacent square, leaving in a duplicate.
Yep.
You can decide on a simple course of action for the duplicate to follow, such as to walk to a point or wave its hands in the air, but more complex routines are beyond its ability. A creature can distinguish between you and the duplicate only if it spends time to seek and succeeds at a perception. If it takes a hostile action, it shatters the mirror-like shards, inflicting bad luck on the attacker's next few attacks that needs to make a will save. Cool. So 2 actions to cast, you get a step, and then you have an action to move even farther is what you're doing. Gotcha.
I will move myself towards Hemlock.
I'm going to make a copy of you because I'm pretty good at that with Pathfinder.
You feel?
Thanks to Galen. All right.
I think you said towards Hemlock, correct?
Correct. Galen is fine. Yes.
Okay.
Either one?
Galen's
All right.
near the.
You did
the
say
fire.
wall of fire.
I did say wall of fire. That's what I was thinking.
All right. It is the injured spider's turn, and it is startled by that strange movement and lashes out violently against you, Zaldor. but it is your mirror's clone. The illusion just shatters. Make a will save. Here comes the will save. 24?
DC 27, I'm afraid. You have
Ooh.
failed. Within the next hour, the creature must roll its next 2 attack rolls twice and take the lower result.
Oh, all right. So that's gone. And now all future attacks by this thing are with disadvantage.
For the next 2.
The next 2 of
The
them.
next 2 of
Next
of
two
the
within the
attacks.
next hour.
Take the lower result. All right, it's going to attack at Shalara right now.
With disadvantage, sucker.
A 30 or a 24.
We'll take the 24, please.
That is a miss due to its misfortune. And this is its
third attack.
third attack. I don't even think I rolled those correctly. It was a miss for sure. So this is its third attack. 25 or 19?
We'll take, doesn't matter.
Either one. All right. And a massive amount of damage is saved all the way around.
Well, if he doesn't use it, does it stay?
I don't think so.
Nah.
No.
Must roll and take the lower result.
Must. Okay.
All right. The second one, the unwounded one, charges past the Eidolon and goes after Ansgar.
In that case, it will take an attack of opportunity as it heads away from Shalara.
All right.
And
The protector.
Yes, and Shalara, it will also be a trip, not a to do damage, and it's a natural 20.
Oh,
yes.
wow.
You sure you don't want to do damage?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Which leg to trip? All of them.
The target falls and lands prone here.
Yep.
Second action, it stands up. Its third action is to attack the dragon frustratedly instead. The Eidolon, sorry. With its leg, 37 to hit.
That will critically hit.
Oh, shoot.
48 points of bludgeoning.
We appreciate your sacrifice.
Getting revenge. Now keep in
It'll
mind,
take me down to 96.
the Eidolon and Ansgar share one health pool combined. If one drops, so does the other.
But
pretty good
it
health
is-
pool, though, because-
it is 154 hit
Yeah,
points.
Because after that strike,
You took
that's
how
almost
much
how much I
damage?
have to
Yeah.
start with.
48.
Oh, 48?
48.
48.
Oh, then I'm sorry. I still
Math
have
is
100.
incorrect,
I'm
sir.
Trouble. I know. I have still have. I'm not even under 100 yet.
Still triple digits. You're far to the northwest.
I am. Let's get 25 feet closer. And then we'll do another ghostly strike at distance on that one to the south.
The injured one.
The injured one.
Okay, one action to extend.
Rolled the exact same thing. That is a 25 to hit.
Is a miss. Galen's trying.
Does anybody have a D20 they want to give me for the night?
Sure. What?
Thank you.
Goli.
Goli needs to advance near him. The range from Henlock to all other party members is, we figure 10 there. I would stand to the north of Hemlock. Or no, I'm sorry, Galen then.
To get in like kind of the middle of the pack.
Yeah,
Those are all
in the
spread
middle of
around.
the pack. That will work.
Everyone is within 30 feet of you.
Fantastic. I am going to cast Sanctuary upon the creature known as Shalara.
Ooh, the Eidolon. Okay,
Nice.
done. It is Ansgar's turn. And for people that don't know, he's a summoner and has 4 actions, but he has to do 1, and the other person has to do 3, or they can do 2 and 2 type of a vibe with some other restrictions. But essentially, it's a 3 and 1 type thing.
One can't always take all 4.
You can't take all 4.
Absolutely.
You
Okay.
also can't do a 3 action and someone take 1.
Right.
The most you can do is a 2 and a 2.
Oh,
Yeah.
Or I
okay.
believe he could just do all 3, but then he's done.
Correct,
That's
yes.
the one restriction. So he
Yeah.
can't do a big spell and then have the thing go
Correct.
1.
I have
Okay,
something
that'd be
called
pretty cool.
Act Together, which gives me in some limited capacities 4 actions, or
Yeah.
I can, use all three.
Totally
for
different
either
than the
Shalara or
minion
myself.
trait we've done with other pets and stuff in Pathfinder.
That's cool.
So Shalara is going to essentially glide around to the south so that she is on the other side of the spider to her south there. And then she will turn and draw her head back, and the sound of the breaking of icicles emanates from her mouth as she shoots a cone of cold, not a cone, but a line of cold, using her breath weapon. So it's a reflex save. It is a line.
All right. I got 24 on the bottom, 29 on the top. Reflex saves.
It is a pass-fail or fail-pass.
Okay.
And where is her breath weapons?
Icy breath in a line.
I think it's 66, something like that.
6 dice that have 6 sides, not
5d6. 5d6. 6, 9, 10, 12, 13, 22 points of damage.
All right, 11 to the top one, 22 to the bottom one.
And it's a DC 27 was the DC. And then she has done her 2 actions. That's 3 actions because the breath weapon is 2. So we are done.
All right, nothing for you on your own.
Oh no, I can do one more. I'm going to move to the northwest 25 feet. Yep.
Bravely getting the hell out of there. Hemlock!
Ooh. Hemlock is going to drop his second pistol. Quick draw the 4th one.
Just littering everywhere.
And shoot at the southernmost strider.
Okay.
Come on, baby.
That is a 33.
33 is a hit.
22 points of damage.
More shards go flying off the creature. It is still injured.
We'll reload and shoot again.
Was that a breath recharge?
And it was a 1.
Oh, nice. I also rolled one of those tonight.
28 to hit.
Is a hit.
That's good news.
21 points of damage.
All right.
Yeah.
It is no longer injured. It is badly injured. Nice. Whittling it down, and we have the wizard. You're up, Zaldor.
Zaldor will, again, watching Hemlock make it effective attacks, do the same thing and reach into his robe, pull out finger guns, and go, "You looking for this?" I have no idea what he says when he fires things. And points and fires a force bolt.
Okay.
At both of the creatures, I fire 2 force bolts for a total of... Very nice. That is 8 plus 4, 12 points of damage each.
To each. Guaranteed hits. Nothing they can do about it.
You gonna stick with those finger guns there, Captain?
Stepping on your
A little insulting.
I have this image of Zaldor like spinning around, robes whirling, and then just pointing his fingers out from underneath his arm and behind his head.
He's been practicing.
Watch, I'll shoot it this way, and it'll go that way.
Yeah.
Wow!
Look, Hemlock, I learned from you. Whoa, whoa.
You did not learn that from me.
Condescending.
That'll do it.
Okay. New round. But wasn't that 4 force bolts?
Oh, it was. Yeah, I just fired I just gave you the damage for 1. Do you want me to roll damage for each of them?
How much damage did you just do? 11. Right?
Yes, 11 per bolt.
So it'd be 44 total.
I'm casting this at 5th level. This is a 5th level force bolt.
All right. How much damage do you do to each of them? Because you're splitting it. Because it's 6 bolts. Because you're doing 3 actions.
3 actions, right?
Okay.
So 6 bolts. So each of them received
33.
33. 11 times 3 bolts.
Okay, I gotcha. I am adding even more. That's way more powerful. That was level 5, you said.
Pew, pew, pew. It is a level 5. Yes.
Ooh.
Seems less condescending with all the extra damage.
All right.
No.
The badly injured one next to Shalara strikes once at the Eidolon, but has Sanctuary?
Yes, roll before the attack.
No,
27 is the DC.
She did it.
She made a hostile action
Yeah,
towards.
She did, sorry. Thank
Oh,
you. Though.
wow.
Yeah.
Popping her sanctuary level.
with a 32 to strike the Eidolon.
That'll hit.
Hit for 22 points of bludgeoning damage.
Will bring me under 100.
And then races with great speed over towards Hemlock. And doesn't need to get there.
I heard 32.
A 22.
So that brings me to 84.
And then races away over towards Hemlock to strike at Hemlock.
Then it will also take an attack of opportunity on the way out.
All right.
Rolled a 19 on the die, plus, it's going to be a big hit. 1938.
38 is a critical hit
There
on
we
the
go.
reactive strike. Wow.
That's 10, 12, 15, plus 6, 21, 42.
Wow, indeed. It is critically injured, near death. Still continues.
Any status conveyed for critical attacks by Shalara?
No.
Knockdown, nothing. Okay.
Nope. Oh, yeah. It needs, because it has the cold and shock rune, it needs to make 2 rolls. A fortitude save or be slowed. And then...
Thank you, Goli!
Yeah, thank you. And then I don't know what the shock rune does.
Your Eidolon has runes.
Yeah.
I have runes that then are conveyed also.
That's
in
freaking
her
cool.
attack. Yes, my clan dagger has the runes in it, which are then her attacks
That's
are
neat.
conveyed through.
All right. It passes both of them, I'm assuming, with a 34 and a 38.
Yes.
Okay. It continues on, gets close, comes up right next to you, Hemlock, raises up one of its big claws to smack you, and instead, bright light bursts out from it with a 33 attack against you.
That'll hit.
Releases light with a chromatic ray. I am randomizing myself, looking to Jocelyn for a number between 1 and 4. 2, 3 is orange. Acid, 35 points of acid damage to the target.
Yowza.
I mean, it's going to be damaged no matter what you do.
No, lightning.
Says you.
And that is it for that one. The second one, which is not nearly as bad, is going to head west.
Yeah.
Is going to charge in, and it is going to attack Galen. Oh, it doesn't need to get that close. Galen, and strike with its leg with a 26 to hit.
Miss.
Woo! And strikes at Goli next to you with a 25 to hit.
That is a hit.
You did not have your shield raised this time?
No, I was committing to movement, and then the...
All right, you have been smacked for 21 points of bludgeoning. Spider smack is what I'll call that. And it is Galen's turn.
That's what all the young spiders are doing these days.
You essentially ducked the blow, and it hit the dwarf next to you.
Yeah.
Hold on 1 second.
It's a deep
there.
duck.
Oh, come on, don't screw with me.
Actually, probably would have jumped.
Yeah. And Golly gets in the face 2 feet under him.
Jesus, my phone locked up? Really?
You got something?
Yeah.
I can look something up for you.
Nope, hold it. Piercing, slashing, persistently. Doesn't affect. Never mind.
Okay.
Proceed.
All right.
Galen.
We've got one of these nasties in front of me, and the vibrating blade is itching to hit, so let's step to it and then strike. So 1 movement to the east, and let's hope for something better. Yeah, that'll at least hit. So that's going to be a 30 to hit.
Is a strike.
All right, so that does 8 and 5 is 13, and 3 is 16, and 10 is 26, and another 10 sonic weakness, right? Is, what did I say?
26.
26, 36 points of damage?
This is where a Thaumaturge with that vulnerability is great. Huge damage.
Pretty good.
Um,
Almost as good as finger this time.
and I think might as well strike again while we're here.
Okay. A little harder to get the second hit in.
Yep. Yeah, that's going to be a 20 to hit.
All right.
Yep.
Is a miss. Golly, you got Galen right in front of you, toe to toe with the spider. Christopher's busy with his phone.
Goli, sorry, Goli.
How do I get these gems to line
I have
up?
to make sure that I have. Good. Okay, got that. This is a heal spell. It is taking all of my actions.
The 3-action heal spell?
Yep.
Is this the burst?
This is the burst.
Is this why you got in the middle of the
That's
group
why I
ahead
got
of
in the
time?
middle.
Cool.
I had been doing my earlier math wrong, so I will just take it as experience lost. I'm not supposed to be rolling D8s. I'm supposed to be rolling D10s. And
He's upgraded.
3 die roll, yes. So this is the burst, 30 feet, all excluding enemy combatants. I have selective energy to remove up to 5 enemies from the heal.
Jeez.
Health. That's pretty good. 21. 31. Everyone within 30 heals 31.
I'm within 30.
Ooh,
Take
150.
Zaldor to full.
That's max.
Back up above 100.
That's
Thank you, dwarf.
31.
That's probably like 100, 120 health.
Easily.
Yeah.
Wow.
Does that also include you? Goli, do you ever get to heal
Yeah.
yourself? All right.
And that reminds me of one other thing. That happens. Casting a heal. Oh, no, that's for single target. Sorry.
Okay.
But yes, it does affect me as well.
Can I get
150.
traveling southwest with Shalara? Can she get in a line with the 2 spiders again?
To get that kind of angle.
Not quite. It would have to be 30, huh? So move her back, please.
What if she went the other way? She went north to come south. Would that be?
Yeah, I
within
think.
25 feet?
Yeah.
There you go, baby.
Can we do that? Beautiful. And 2 reflex saves as a line of cold ice. 10.
Bottom 24 again. Top
27.
25.
They both failed, and they take
Ooh.
27 points of cold damage.
Oh, awesome.
27 cold
27
damage.
cold
The top
damage.
one is now badly injured as it blasts by tons of icy shards. The second one does not take all that damage. It is shattered into a million crystalline pieces. Hemlock covers his eyes as it is destroyed.
Lovely. And Ansgar's going to move to the southwest, 25 feet.
Why does it seem like always your fourth action is just to put your fingers in your belt and go, yep, that's what we got.
That's pretty much because that's what it is.
Like a lot of damage in these babies. All right. Hemlock, with spider crystalline shards all over you, glowing lightly, you dust them off yourself, and what do you
Hemlock's going to
do?
move 30 feet to the east. That looks good. Doing a running reload. And then it's going to reload again. And then unleash a bullet on this bastard. $29.
Is a hit.
Nice shot.
I can't. 23.
23 points of damage.
And that is it.
Badly injured. Zaldor, would you like to make another wall of fire?
Thank you for asking. Everyone just seems to be all lined up, making it easy for everyone. Zaldor looks at the creature, the one that didn't explode. This is the one that strided over everyone. Is that correct?
No.
That was the other one that did it. So this one's attacked Galen, and this one's attacked Shalara. It's
This
Goli?
one, yes.
I want it to feel bad about itself, and so Zaldor will stare at it, and with a cooing motion, will reach inside, pull out a small feather. The feather's inside of a small bubble, and just tosses the bubble over towards the crystalline creature and the strider, and casts Warrior's Regret.
What?
What?
That's a cool spell.
Okay. Do I need to do something?
There's a will save that it must make, and hopefully fail at.
Okay.
It's
Already
an
rolled
emotion enchantment.
26.
26 is a fail, I'm afraid. Zaldor's DC is 27, as everyone, of course,
You guys
knows.
have no idea
Knows
what
the
these things are
second
capable. It has rolled, all of them rolled so many bad on the saves.
On a failure of the Warrior's Regrets, It's okay, so let me just go through the whole process. Regret eats away at this target's mind, punishing it for its violence until it ceases its hostility. If it succeeded, at the end of its turn, the target takes 1d8 damage per damaged creature.
Different creature it intentionally damaged on that turn.
2d8 if it damaged 2 different creatures,
Yes.
and so on, up to 4. Because that was not a success, it was a failure, it also, except the curse damage the target at the end of each of its turns and lasts until the target spends a complete round without intentionally damaging another creature. It will continue to take that damage at the end of each of its turns,
Oh,
unless it tries to rid itself of it.
that's crazy interesting. All right. So it has no regret, but it is still affected by it. It just doesn't quite know it yet. And it is going to lash out at 3 different people. Do these have to hit?
I don't believe so.
It intentionally damaged.
It intentionally damaged, so it does have a chance.
Okay. It's going to attack the thaumaturge right in front of it first. Yes.
Does it take damage for the attack it made on the previous turn?
No, it's at the end of its turn.
At the end of its turn?
How
Okay.
many different people did it hit? Okay, here it comes with a 24 against Galen.
Misses Galen Ducks.
I don't know if you want these to hit or not, Zaldor. And then attacking Shalora with a 26.
That'll miss.
And then
it's
attacking Shalara, sorry, and attacking Goli with a natural 1. You may take a free action if you would like, Goli.
Do I want it to hit me?
Almost.
No. Okay. All right. I hate for you to waste a spell. I'm there. I'm going to raise my shield. That's my action.
All right, you've raised your shield, and I'm sorry, but the spell is wasted, but in a good way, I
Oh,
think.
it's
Oh,
not.
no, it's not.
It failed its save. If it was a success, it would only last until that turn. But because it failed, it happens forever.
Until the target spends a complete round
Without intentionally.
As success,
damaging
excess
another
the curse
creature.
damages the target at the end of each of its turns, and lasts until the target spends a complete round without intentionally
Oh,
damaging
there's 2
another
ways
creature.
to interpret that.
It's a curse, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah. So it's designed to last indefinite until that's resolved.
Yes.
Until the target, the spider, spends a complete round
Correct.
without intentionally damaging another
And
creature.
it did not
Yeah.
intentionally damage another creature. That
Did not, or intentionally
I see.
avoid
Not that it didn't attack; it just
Right.
didn't hit anything.
The
All right,
damage
so
is the
that,
key.
that would lose it.
Yeah.
Then.
It's only level 2, it's not the end of the world, and it
Yeah.
missed, which is great.
But I think it's a cool use of that spell.
Yeah.
I love it, and it would have been really handy if it
If it had hit all
connected.
3 of
Yeah.
us.
For sure.
Galen,
would've
you're right
been
next
amazing.
to it. and it's your turn.
Excellent. We will shift exploit vulnerability onto this spider with a 29.
Success.
Great. And then let's...
I thought you said it automatically extended to the other creatures.
The vulnerability automatically extends, but to get some benefits from exploit vulnerability, I have to reapply it to other
gotcha,
creatures.
gotcha.
So we've done that. We've reapplied it, and then let's cut the legs out from under the sucker. We're going to take a strike at its legs for a natural 20.
Hey, nice.
That's going to be a lot of damage. Let's see. That's 15 plus
That's not a
4 is 19 plus 10 is 29
That's
plus
pretty close.
10 is 39.
Now we're talking finger guns.
Doubled is 78 points of damage.
It had 78 points of damage on the dot.
Oh boy.
On the dot. I didn't think you were going to get there. Would you describe how this final creature is destroyed?
Well, yeah, we said we were taking the legs out from it. So one low to the ground sweep, and the legs get separated, and it's just laying there scrabbling. And then Galen will flip the sword around and then just go down straight through the top of the head.
All right.
Nice.
Violence. Well done.
Whew. Golly.
Well, I'm tired.
Yes, I imagine.
If you tell us to
Perhaps I
go
should
up and fuck
apologize.
around with more of the words.
Very glad we're all safe. Let's put it that way.
Yes.
Where the hell are we, though?
We're in the lower chamber, it appears.
I haven't had time to look around.
Another
Very
one
open.
of these drops from the ceiling and skitters away, but it is only maybe a foot tall, little baby one, and disappears. It is destroyed. I stand corrected. 5 experience points for you.
Now, do we stay down
We'll
here?
level up before the rest of you.
We could certainly head back up, or we could see if there is further information down here that we may find. Perhaps a door.
We're down here.
There is a door. It was not on the map, but I did mention a door. And it is surrounded by more of not the crystals you saw on the map, but the crystals embedded in the wall, similar to what you saw before on the first room.
The humming crystals.
Damn it.
Are they humming again?
As you get close to them, you can hear they're making sounds similar to above, yes. You do not see any slot next to the door.
Is there like energy in between?
Negative. And it makes this type sound.
How many crystals are there?
3.
You want to try to open the door, Goli?
There's no hole as before.
You can just push.
You touched the door.
I'm tired of touching things. I don't want to fall anymore. Goli goes over to the door and massages the magic in it to see if it will open.
All right. I'm going to give
Caressing
Galen an opportunity to do what he did before upstairs.
Oh.
Press all the buttons first.
No. Even
Detect a
further.
haunt.
To place a hand on it to get a resonance.
No. Does anyone remember one of the first things he did with these crystals?
Oh, I hummed.
You hummed.
You may hum and make a performance roll again, or an occultism roll as you are detecting strange arcane tones within what they are making.
Deep within the voice box, you hear this low hum and slowly rises until it gets into pitch. And Galen's eyes are rolled back in his head as he reaches out and gets a 30.
Success. Roll a second time.
Natural 1.
Oh, wow. That's terrible.
Okay.
You
That
have hero
is
points.
you taking it?
I don't think he has
I
more
don't
hero
have a
points.
hero.
Oh.
Okay. That is a failure and a failure. 2 failures of 3 rolls, if you will. Go ahead and roll a 4th of 5.
That's 22.
22.
Feels
That
weirdly
is a
discordant.
third failure and the last roll.
I like that pitch. There we go.
Only
That's
you
gonna
had a
blow up?
bard.
right. Yeah, that's going to be a 20.
Okay. You got 1 success.
Hey, hooray.
The good news is you were able to match the tone early on, and the door cracks open in the middle and grinds open. The bad news is you miss all the other notes trying to figure out the harmonizing arcane tones that are emanating, and you hear more deep rumbling from below in the mountain. 4 times worth.
I don't like that noise.
4 times rumbling.
I shall make a note.
Perhaps we should be quick.
Agreed.
Why am I being looked at?
You can see things.
I'm looking at everyone.
I'll peer into the darkness beyond the door.
All
and
right.
see if I can shimmy my big nose through it. Followed by my head, body,
You're like,
penis.
they delved too greedily and too deep.
Must go.
Hold on. I'm still trying to make note of this crazy ass 4.
Yeah, 4, I'm afraid.
I have a plus 16 on occultism.
My dude, I've got.
How'd that
plus
work out for
0.
you?
Not great.
Similar to the idea above, although this was a larger chamber, it's a larger chamber followed by a smaller chamber. It's also similar to before. It is a rather simple chamber with one dominating feature, water feature in the middle, but this one is a capped well. So it's stone with a thick old metal lid on top with some thick metal crossbeam section over the top with a huge amount of chain wrapped around it and spooled around to get the bucket down in. And there are the three other doors that we mentioned similar to above.
Are there any symbols around the well or on the well?
There are 0 symbols.
Are there any symbols on the doors or any writing?
Nope, and there is no seam and no slot, similar to the 3 doors you saw above in the other small chamber.
Does Goli get any sense of the source existing here?
You may make a perception roll, 23.
34.
You sense, or you guys can see Goli slowly walking, almost called to the well, and you place your hands on the metal cap, big lid of the well, sliding your hands along it like it's some sort of, beached whale or a nice car or something. These are terrible analogies. Okay. I'm so sorry. But like you're...
Sweet caress.
As you do.
That of RFK gives a deceased whale.
And you feel there is definitely a source connection down below.
I feel source down below, but nothing to interact with here.
Can we move that cap off?
Then a force? Sure.
What is the chain connected to? Isn't there a chain on this?
There's a big spool of chain around a big loop thing with a lever thing, and then it goes up and around this beam and has a just ends. There's no bucket attached to it.
So is there any mechanism attached to this beam or anything? Anything for winding the chain?
The spool that it's attached to.
Oh, okay. So
Is this chain pretty light, like bucket type, or is it like a big heavy chain that is disproportionately large to carry a small water bucket? Or is it inappropriate to what a water bucket would be?
It's in between.
So
somewhat inappropriate.
Yes.
Okay.
That's a rather heavy chain. Is there anything that would be a hook, perhaps, on the door? Is there any leverage or level on top of the door? You mentioned that it was had straps over the top of it.
It's a big metal cap that has a big metal, almost like handhold that a hill giant could just grab and take off type
Got
of
it.
a vibe.
So like thinking a giant pot lid.
Yes.
Gigantic pot lid.
Fondue pot lid.
That's exactly what I was hoping for.
They call it a romulator, by the way.
Do they?
At Melting Pot.
I want that to be real.
Yeah.
It's a real thing?
It's a real thing. And then they can move it around.
It's our show title.
Let's go into details about this. So at Melting Pot,
Goli moves forward and puts his shoulder against this pot lid in an effort to dislodge it.
All right. What's your athletics bonus? Tell me all
14.
about it. 14?
Yep.
It moves. It cracks open for the first time in a long time and starts to move, and it creates a little opening, and you can feel more cool air come within, and you can have a sense of water, but not bad water like above in the fountain, not rancid water, but cleaner water.
Galen will put shoulder to with Goli and help push.
All right, you push and push and push, and then bump, this heavy metal cap crashes to the ground, and you now have the well exposed and open.
Well, that was easy.
Hemlock will look down.
You look down, you see darkness.
Even with my dark vision?
How far does your dark vision go?
60 feet, I believe.
That is 120, 60 dim. Something like
This
that.
does not say. No. Wait, ba.
A monster with dark vision can see a monster. You're not a monster.
Well,
Fetchling, he's pretty close.
Yeah, it doesn't give a. I thought it was 60 feet though.
You gain dark vision. A creature with dark vision can see perfectly well in areas of darkness and dim light, though such vision is in black and white only. There is no range. You see nothing but darkness.
Is it imprisoning you?
Goli,
No.
would you please take a look down this well and see if there's anything you might notice? You are detecting the source, after all, with your enhanced dark vision.
Goli will peer down there and see if he sees anything of interest.
You see a perception roll coming your way.
Is the perception roll here? Or is it just coming?
Roll the
Okay.
die or lose the die.
God, natural one. I can't see with this thumb in my eye.
Who would like to make the reflex save?
Oh.
Zaldor's
Wait,
reflexing.
can I make the hero point?
Sure.
Okay. Gotta do that.
He leans in deeply, bending over at the past
The hero
hips.
point is just there.
Let it go, Indiana.
33?
That is a critical success. What
Nice
a difference.
change.
You see the tiniest torchlight glint of extremely faint water far below.
Torchlight. There's a great distance. I see torchlight. Hand me that bucket.
There's no bucket. But there's a chain.
Hand me that chain.
Let's lower it all the way down, and we could just climb.
You want to stay on the bottom while we lower you down so you can gradually fall to your death?
How long's the chain on estimate?
Seemed like it was pretty long.
Pretty long.
Okay.
Not long enough.
Yeah, that's what
That's
I'm
the
thinking.
real answer.
Hemlock will start unwinding the chain. And
All right,
letting it go
Hemlock
down.
just starts ratcheting. It's hard to get started, but then it does crank down, and with a little bit of pulling and getting some weight to it, it starts going down as you unspool it.
How loud is it?
Decently loud, grinding up against the beam and on the spool thing itself. Cranking and cranking and cranking and descending the chain by itself. And it goes and goes. 10 feet, and 20 feet, and 30 feet. Keeps going.
Feeling good about it. You're doing great.
60 feet,
Stop being
70
condescending.
feet.
Goli, can you let
80
us know
feet?
when you see it hit the bottom?
We'll
100
hear
feet.
it, yeah. If it hits
110.
the bottom.
120,
120 feet of chain.
130.
We should take this with us. This is valuable.
140.
It's a lot of good chain.
You can carry it. Yeah, Hemlock will keep doing it until he hears it hit or it runs out.
All right. It runs out.
Okay. I won't let it like go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Goli clambers onto the chain
Okay.
and begins descending.
Galen will just hold it and try to secure it in case there's something wrong with the chain. Just
All right.
hold on.
The healer descends down
Yeah.
again first.
Terrible choice.
You just hear whisperings for the Old Father prayers as he goes down.
And Galen's like, all right, seal it up. Here we go. You know the drill.
We had to get rid of him somehow. He's infected. You saw it.
He's got the taint of Alkanet still on him. Goli descends down with athletically descends down.
I mean,
Whee!
Ansgar can't let his protector go alone, so he'll go with him.
Okay.
Zaldor will
And
Shalar will temporarily return to the astral
okay,
plane.
gotcha.
Zaldor will tip his hat to Kalen, who is holding the chain, and with a gust of air underneath his feet, leap into the well and just glide down with his aerial cloak.
Show off.
Oh, magic item that helps you do some falling?
It does.
Okay.
Too bad
Next.
there's 2 dwarves blocking the path down.
I'll just bounce on you until you get a little.
That's my head.
No, you just keep ahead.
Can I get a plunger?
Hemlock, you might want to wait until one of these gets to the bottom before you hop on.
Yeah.
Oh crap! I slipped.
I'm going last.
Oh no,
Race base.
I'm going last.
Okay.
Goli, you are.
I don't trust you.
Wait.
What is?
This is a
What is
flying
this?
time
Are
for
you
this
gonna put the Are you gonna put the cap back on?
Why would I do that?
Why'd you
Just so
do
I can
it
go
before?
play with those buttons up above?
Why'd you do it
It never
before?
crossed my mind. I haven't been thinking about them at all since we left that.
tension die.
We'll call it the Galen die from now on.
Trust me, I'll make my way to the bottom. I want to make sure everybody else is secure.
Okay.
Goli, you are descending down this chain. You travel about 80 feet down before you reach the end of the well. But you have not reached
Wait.
water.
The end of the well.
As you continue down, you are now at the top of a massive cavern that is about 900 feet high.
All right, back up.
And you have about 100 feet of chain dangling down out of the ceiling with an incredibly large, massive underwater lake beneath you. With a little bit of light flickering down from above, you can make out a dark silhouette of some sort of structure or something in the water deep below.
Okay.
How far to the water?
800 feet.
So
800
you have
from the
100
chain.
more feet to go down on your chain, Goli, and then 800 feet of open air.
As Aldor is descending, he floats his way back towards the chain and catches it.
Is there a time limit on your thing?
There isn't. It's
Okay.
just a once per day. But if I don't make it to the chain, it doesn't fly me back up. It just keeps going.
What's the holdup down there?
It's quite a bit of down there. The chain is not long enough. If you could give us 900 feet more, we might make it.
Yeah, I've got that in my pouch. Just a second. Get them down!
And Ansgar, you are now close to above
I'm
Goli.
heading back up.
All right.
Saldor, can't you just whisk everybody down?
Technically, I could whisk us back, but not all the way, I'm afraid. If I don't have anything that could bring all of us that far. Any spell I would have would give out midair, and we'd all be free falling from there.
Where is Hemlock?
Right next to you.
Gun pointed at your head. Always
Go
has
down
been.
the well.
Thoughts?
No. I don't know what to do. I mean, I can make it down there, but I'm not going to be able to get back up.
There were those buttons.
There's a great deal of water down here. Lots and water.
Can you just jump?
Yes. However, my studies have told me that from this great height, even landing in water is exceptionally dangerous.
You will take, if you intentionally dive in, you will take 30 feet off of the fall.
30 feet.
Yes. Cool.
I have what might be an exceptionally stupid idea. And I'm shouting down into the well at Zaldor. You can gracefully glide down. Zaldor.
Yeah.
So can I. If we were to all join hands, maybe it won't be graceful, but it'll be enough to slow us down.
No, I'm not doing that.
2 dwarves.
The alternative, go back up. We're here. How long can you hold on?
Sounds like a taunt.
Starts shaking the chain.
What are you gonna do? Let's all stand on solid ground again together to have this conversation.
All right, everyone returns back up to the safety up top around the well.
So, if we believe that further down this well is the continuation of this excursion to find what I assume is the power of Ansgara that we were just told about, Asgaran, that might be the weapon that we're looking for. You felt the source here in the well. Do you still feel the source when you are closer to it further down the chain?
Still down below.
I can't see anything down there. I could not determine if there's land anywhere, if it was just water. That was all. Getting down is one thing, getting back is entirely another.
Among's gonna start looking around the room
Okay.
and just to see if he'll look at all the doors, he'll look around the well, look at the cross beam, just like seeing if there's anything out of place or anything we didn't
All right.
see on a cursory
I will
glance.
reveal one thing to you after a hero point is given out by Jocelyn. Ansgar
And
has
that's a late
received it.
night one too.
Yep. You see some metal scrapings that looks to have been dragged from the central door to the spool thing on the ground.
Okay.
Has anyone tried the doors?
Amok will check that middle door for traps and
Okay, you detect no traps.
see if it will open.
You see no way to open the door.
Goli, do you see any writing anywhere? Anything else stand out to you that we can't see?
Do I see anything?
You look around and you see no writing, no.
Golly, would you be a dear and check each of the doors with your own hands? You still have the source. Your eyes are funky blue.
Stupid source. Golly, do this. Golly checks around the different doors, checking their seams, looking at the cross braces, the inside of the door, etc.
You softly caress them.
No, that was special for that
All
one.
right. As you approach these doors, you get a sense that your touch will open them. You feel almost like a magnetic connection to them as your hand approaches, but you also get a sense around the door to the left and the door to the right. The door to the left has a very staticky charge vibe beyond it.
That's great.
The door to the right has a almost afterlife sense beyond it, with nothing in the door to the middle.
Something's been moved from the central door.
Conveying such information.
The afterlife description resonates with Galen, and he will cautiously approach the door and see if he can sense anything out of the ordinary there.
I will make a roll. You do. You sense there is something terribly violent from the afterlife just on the other side of this door.
I strongly recommend we don't touch that door. I think it'd be very bad for all of us.
Now imagine of the two, the middle is less reactive to the door that isn't giving off any aura, if you will. I will approach, pass an eye to each group member, and proceed to open the door.
Okay. You open the door and it grinds away to the side, similar to the others. Beyond is a small chamber, just about as big as this one. Inside it appears to be some basic storage, but of two interesting things. One is of a collection of satchels that can go around the shoulder. There are 4 of them hanging from hooks that appear to be in pristine condition, and the other are spool upon spool upon spool upon spool of chain with buckets.
Thank you, Goli.
Thank you, Goli.
Oh,
Well done.
I cast Pat so.
Almost exactly what we were looking for.
Exactly what we were looking for.
What are the satchels? Zaldor will go up and inspect the pristine-looking satchels.
All right, you flap one open and stick your head inside, and you find there is some very tasty-looking food in there that seems to be in impeccable condition.
Impeccable condition. In these conditions.
Yes.
Chiloran food.
Yes.
I haven't seen a Chiloran spiced food in ever.
Why is it all spiced?
Well, it's Chiloran. Obviously, Zaldor takes spicy oats.
There we
the
go.
only place. Don't forget Peg's Tavern. The only place with his oats are the spicy as everybody else.
I was feeling down. It wasn't going to happen.
Now with Chiloran flavor.
Zaldor will absolutely take the satchels and
Okay.
disperse them to Galen and to Goli and to Ansgar and nod at Hemlock and put one over his shoulder. Then use mage hands, cast it up to start grabbing the chain and pulling the chain over towards the well.
All right, you bring out some of the spools out and grinding them across the ground and bring them out towards the well.
And is there a way to connect this chain link to the end of the other spool's link?
If someone's got any kind of crafting, yes.
I could take care of it. So Hemlock will wind that bitch-ass chain back up.
All right.
And then use this crafting to create probably like
Open
all these spools.
open and close a link.
Okay.
Miles.
Yeah.
You are able to connect these chains together and more as you see fit.
Yeah. So approximately 1,000 feet of chain.
Okay. 1,001 feet of chain.
Just in case.
And we'll just take the
Just
far end.
like a huge ship anchor deep over sea, just almost smoking as it goes down. Chain after chain after chain goes scraping down loudly 1,000 feet down into the abyss below. And it stops.
Oh, fine. And Goli goes and climbs down the chain.
We hear it hit the water.
No, but you can hear Chris just hurting inside that he's not Yannick, able to just stop people constantly. No. You did not hear it hit water, no.
Oh, perfect.
It got even further away.
Yeah.
Considering the great distance that it is, I suggest, per Galen's suggestion, that you fall in. I will cast Featherfall on you so that you fall graciously and gently, and you can trace yourself down without having to exert yourself. using
Why
your
are we
athletics.
sending him first?
Oh, you don't have to go first. I just wanted to let you know that's an option for you. Galen should go first. He's been behind most of the time.
Unexplored caverns such as this, it's a treat for a dwarf.
Yeah, that is a treat.
I would go first.
We've been denying it.
Whee!
Pitiful.
What was the order of that?
It was
Roll
the
initiative.
reaction
Okay, all right.
to the jump.
He did say Featherfall.
20 feet per E fall before he casts. All right. You cast Featherfall, and then Goli, you jump down the well.
Yes, guiding with the chain a little bit.
Okay, with the chain. All right. You gently go down, you holding on to the chain as you go.
Would you like to follow Ansgard? I have all
Would you like
these
a
spells
Tylenol?
for everyone.
Yes.
Ansgard Featherfall. But you have to fall first. Trust me, I will catch you.
I will let go
What's
of
that?
the
He looks
chain.
the other way.
What rune?
I only had one of those. I will let go of the chain.
Featherfall!
The ultimate trust exercise. Is this team building?
It's always a flourish. It's the one hand, the other hand, flourish! To make sure that you catch it, and you fall slowly.
All right.
Do we want to fall slowly?
You fall slower. You don't want to fall fast.
It lasts a minute?
Oh, that's an excellent question. Let's find out.
It's a minute.
Oh, I feel some math coming on.
That one, that's...
We're like pulling ourselves down
Yeah, I
on the
know.
chain.
correct, is 1 minute.
It's getting
to fall.
easier.
So you fall, I think, at 25 feet per
This is for Ren.
action. So 6 seconds.
It is 60 feet per round.
60 feet per round.
Correct.
So 20
So 10 feet
feet
a
per
second.
action. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there were 900
Hundreds feet.
Yeah, 900 feet.
approximately.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's 6 times 360 feet is what Featherfall will cover.
Hang on to the chain.
But just enough to get to trouble, yes.
This chain goes supposedly goes all the way down.
I'll go next, Captain, but just like your little satchels, I don't need your help.
Oh.
And Hemlock will jump down.
Featherfall.
Son of a...
Feet first.
Has to be willing.
Passing everybody else.
Okay.
And then cast Featherfall on himself. So
Now
he will
everyone has
actually
Featherfall.
reach the bottom.
So you're going to get way down towards the bottom.
and then
So terminal
cast
velocity
it,
first.
And then, okay, that's pretty cool. You're just free falling max speed, racing by everyone. You realize that Zaldor has failed and just killed the gunslinger. And at the last second, he feather falls almost like a
But I
parachute.
cast that because of my cloak. My what the fuck's it called? The
Cloak of Coolness?
yes.
The coolness cloak.
All right.
Zaldor, you're next.
Right. And Zaldor continues to gust his way back down with his aerial cloak again.
As soon as the way is clear, Galen climbs up onto the rim of the well and steps off and starts to float down and just says Featherfall to fuck with people.
Okay. And how are you accomplishing that?
I have a gliding rune on my armor.
Whoa, what was that again? I don't know what that is.
So it allows you to glide 25 feet per action, I believe, is what it does.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah, for
How'd you
one
get
action,
that?
glide 25 feet and down 5 feet. You can spend an action per turn to remain gliding or fall if you so wish.
Awesome.
Yep.
Okay. So the only challenge we have are the two dwarves who get a third of the way down, and then the featherfall stops without any indication as you lazily just hold on with one hand to guide
I
yourself.
hope you counted.
What's this blinking light? I
The ship's computer is counting.
And then you guys cling to the chain desperately
Okay.
as Spock with hover boots from Star Trek 5 hovers next to you, Zaldor.
Right. We're going to do this again. You're doing great. I will see you at another 300 feet down and we'll be there. I just need you to let go.
No,
Just a little let go.
absolutely not.
Just a little touch.
I got this.
Once you release, then it'll catch you and you'll be fine for another full minute.
And Ansgar
Feel
starts
like-
climbing down.
Okay.
Golly!
Goli's falling asleep.
They make their way down.
I'm just... When you're ready, let's go!
How many feather falls do you have? They're level 1 spells.
I've got 4 left.
You have four more prepared?
For sure. That's all I use. I don't use level 1 spells for anything else.
What the hell?
That's true. I do the same with heals.
Just like a Gatling gun of feather falls.
I just
the end of
assume-
the day.
and you get a featherfall.
Ever since we've been in the airship, it's just like I'm gonna keep a quiver of feather falls just in case.
Gotcha. Okay. You two are making your way down the dwarves. I need you to make, and not using feather falls, my understanding,
Correct.
also known as gentle landing in the remaster. That's cool. You dwarves are making your way down. I need you to make a roll in just a second before you roll. And that roll is an athletics roll 24. If you fail, you will still make it to the
Featherfall?
bottom, but you will gain a level of fatigue, which is not good. If you roll a natural 1, then you're in trouble.
Can I give them an assist by patting them on the butt as I float down?
You may
behind them?
not.
I still pat them on the butt.
I know. We all know.
17.
Woo!
Oh, a 2. Not a 1, but a 2.
What is your athletics?
14.
16.
16. Okay, so we didn't get a critical 10 less than either. All right. The both of the dwarves make it to the bottom. But you gain a level of fatigue, which I believe is -1 off of pretty much a lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
All the good
Not
things,
heals.
Which is not ideal. You guys make it exhausted, but they're at the bottom. Just double checking. -1 to all AC and saving throws. So all the defensive stuff.
So
Does that also apply to Shalara?
Angsgar did not make it.
Correct.
Correct.
As you are making your way down, you see who's
Would
first?
I not have asked that?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Goli went down first.
First to the
I
bottom.
got down first because I
definitely gonna be
jumped in like.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, he speed ran it.
And before Galen gets to the bottom, he is doing something. We'll come back to that.
All right. I believe the conditions are separate from each other. By the way, Summer. Okay, sorry. Who was first?
Hemlock.
Hemlock, as you were going first and you were doing it in, crazy last minute parachute. Awesome. Okay. As you make your way down that last bit and you start to do your feather fall, a singular bright spotlight of light shines up. It is about 3 foot diameter. It's almost like a 3 foot diameter spotlight coming up from an island down below, a relatively small island, maybe 100, 150 feet across.
Okay.
Is a singular spotlight that is up, but the spotlight is then joined by another one next to it.
Okay.
And then almost in sequence, another, and then another, and creates several of these in a wide ring of maybe 20, 30 of these in a ring of spotlights. You look up and they are pointing at the ceiling at nothing in particular. And this ring of spotlights is about 80 feet south of your chain. So the chain is not in the center of it or anything like that.
Okay.
And that is what you see. That is all that you see.
Okay.
And you make your way all the way to the bottom on this island. It is essentially a large flat rock outcropping with some moss and lichen stuff on the top. There is a circular ring of all of these lights, beams, thick, almost smoky magical fog, but there's no fog anywhere else, just very concrete magical beams, all in I don't know, they're almost, there's more than even 30, I said. Kind of like little mini chambers of light that are all shooting up, surrounding, which you can see barely through the light, a raised dais with a pedestal on top. And on that pedestal is a small floating object of a rune stone. And it is the only thing on this island.
Okay.
And all around it is just black water of this underground lake.
Okay. I will get within 20 feet of those lights and stop and just watch and see if I can see anything else.
You do. Before I tell you, the rest of the group is making their way down with some tired dwarves.
On the float down, you said the rings lit up, but you mentioned they were 80 feet south of where the chain was hanging. So there's other pockets of these rings showing up?
Nope. So it's one island, and the chain kind of lands on the northern side, and then the rings of lights are coming out of the central part of the island.
Okay. So we're landing outside the ring of lights.
Yes.
Okay. As we're floating down, are there any other Are there any other islands or anything else in this big body of water?
You see no other islands, and that was asked in chat by Ricky. Ricky asks, did they end up in the center of the lake? And the scary answer is you don't know because you can't see any end to the lake. It's just blackness of water sparkling off of your torches and the light from these beams, and it just disappears.
I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's fine. It's fine.
By the lapping sound occasionally,
The wave once in a while.
you can hear.
Yeah, I'm like staying away from the water.
Okay.
But it gets within 15, 20 feet of these lights and just watches for any movement or anything that's out of order.
All right. You look and you see, as the rest of your group is finally making it down, you see the beams of light are emanating from magical symbols on the ground. Symbols you have seen before, but you don't know what they mean.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And everyone is there.
Goli.
Goli.
I said that. Do you recognize these symbols?
No, of course not. Do I?
Yes.
Yes.
They look familiar. Doubt I can translate them. Can I?
Yeah, they are the exact same symbols you guys saw before. Boop, 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 boop.
Yeah, just like the ones we saw before.
At the fountain that we came down.
Correct.
So this is probably the second
order
piece of
of
that
that.
message.
Stand strong where others yield, uphold the code beyond the hope of reward, and let light, not darkness, guide your step. Light, not darkness, was one that we had a conversation about above. Galen, you were zapped originally when we tried 3 different ones, though I don't know if that was you, or the symbols, or just the situation that we were in. My thoughts is
We are at the wrong place to use it.
we approach truth. And perhaps the symbol for truth might be a passageway into this ring. I believe if we step on any other symbols that are incorrect, then we may face dire consequences.
You think truth is the answer to all 3 of those lines?
I'm not entirely sure that we need all 3, but I believe truth is one of them. I think that if we were going to use all 3, it would actually be stand where others yield upon the... So stand strong where others yield to uphold the code. I believe that is honor.
Those are 2 separate things. Stand strong where others yield. That is probably resolve. The other is uphold the code beyond hope of reward.
Do you believe that to be faith?
I think it could be many things. It could be sacrifice. It could be honor.
Uphold the code beyond hope of reward. I believe that does qualify for honor. And let light, not darkness, guide your step, which is the one that my mind was on for truth.
I think that could be truth, or
Faith or hope.
could be hope
Or let
faith.
light guide you and not darkness.
Also, directly translating.
So which of these lights would you like to guide you?
And there are a whole bunch. There's multiple copies. There's ways to navigate all different combinations.
Okay.
Are there, Goli, are there any lights altogether that have resolve, honor, and truth next to each other?
What am I looking for?
Any of these symbols that represent resolve, honor, and truth, all 3 of them next to each other.
Just the ones I see here. On this dais.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Tom, but the lights are all adjacent to each other,
Yep.
correct? Like almost like it's a wall.
Little
of the
mini cells that
spotlights.
are vertically lights.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
And those are the runes. Those are the ones that
Yep.
have the magical symbols, right? So what I'm asking is, are there 3 next to each other that have those symbols on them?
There's so many variations that it will all work out.
So because there's a lot of them.
There's a whole lot of them.
Okay, it's not just 12.
Yeah, the number I gave you is there's many duplicates.
So Galen and Zelda will find the 3 that are next to each other of resolve, honor, and truth. Are you with me on that one?
That would be one of my guesses. I've
And-
been painfully proven wrong once.
Zaldor, who is at full health and a wise wizard mind, will approach the resolve room.
Okay. You step into the light, Carolan,
Correct.
and nothing happens.
Zaldor steps through the resolve room.
Okay. Nothing happens. You are a little blinded by the light, but you continue on.
And on the other side, closer between the lights and the dais now.
You're getting closer, yes.
All right. Zelda will continue to head towards the dais.
I only got 2.
Zelda walked through resolve
Yes.
and keeps walking.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I misunderstood. I only got 1.
Oh.
Yes. You are blasted for 20 points of
Oh!
sonic damage.
All right.
And on this kick-ass map,
Oh,
Oh, we got a kick-ass map.
I hate kick-ass maps.
But they're kick-ass.
of this island with some
Ooh.
dripping rain effect, water will say from above. There is agitated water gurgling from this area after you do that.
Why would you agitate that water?
Science. One must experiment.
I have I believe I would like to try something.
Are you going to try the 3 that I was going to do? I only did 1. So.
Yes, no, not the same ones you would do, no.
Oh,
I do not agree with you on that.
Because you think all faith requires light, which is very interesting. Because if you really follow the studies of Paraith, you would know that it's actually a study of death, and that's the goddess of death, and there's a lot of darkness in there. Not all light
Ansgar
is
walks
faith.
through courage and then honor and then faith.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
By the way, that's a great callback to Paraith. I heard courage, honor, and faith. You are blasted away from the central area, taking 20 sonic damage, and there is a gurgling sound to the northeast in a different spot of the water.
can I just encourage us all to perhaps slow down? When Zaldor stepped on resolve, nothing happened until he proceeded through the light. Perhaps we've unlocked one of the keys here.
I believe we should go back to the original set and use all 3 this time, rather than just the 1. Zelda will again step on resolve.
Okay.
Galen will step on honor.
Okay.
And what's the third one?
Truth.
Hemlock will step on truth.
All right. We'll round up 7 points of sonic damage to the 3 of you as you are all blasted away.
Oh!
And there is gurgling again from the water in a repeated spot. Hold on, I'm keeping track.
I would guess faith would be the third.
Then let's try it and quickly, perhaps.
Yeah,
Resolve!
Honor.
faith.
7 more points of damage.
Hope. Hope.
Hold on.
For the final.
Record the damage.
You gotta
for the
record all
final.
the damage.
Go.
Which one is hope?
The last. The light in the darkness.
Why?
Goli's standing on the dais playing with the rune. What are you guys doing?
There was that entry right here.
Light, not darkness, that's hope?
What else gets you out of the dark but hope?
Oh, that's
drinking. Oh, sorry.
What's your plan?
All right.
Resolve, honor, and hope, I guess.
Is that what you're going to do?
It
Uphold
seems.
the code beyond hope of reward.
Sure.
Okay, so you're stepping in honor?
No, I'm on the third one again. I
Okay,
think.
so you're stepping on hope.
You're going to hope.
Yeah.
All right. What else?
Zaldor steps on resolve.
Hey,
Okay.
Hemlock, how about you take one for
Wait,
the team?
so
here?
when I stepped on, nothing happened.
It's damage loading.
Correct.
And I just, okay.
So you've stepped on hope. You've stepped on resolve.
Correct.
Okay.
Hemlock, have the honor.
Why? This was your idea.
Galen steps on honor.
Okay, you step in that order: hope, resolve, and honor, and each of you takes 2 points of damage.
Perhaps in the right order now.
And there's more gurgling.
Resolve, honor, and hope, shall we?
Sure.
Stand strong where others yield.
It seems like we're doing something right here.
Beyond hope of reward.
Chris is looking at me.
And let light, not darkness, guide your step. Stand strong where others yield. Hope should be first.
I disagree.
Standing strong.
It is the
where-
third.
Zaldor steps on resolve.
Galen steps on honor.
And Ansgar will step on hope.
All right. All the lights fade away and everyone gains a hero point.
Yay!
Resolve, honor, and hope was the correct answer. The lights dim and fade. The symbols fade. Everyone feels invigorated with a late hero point. And Goli is there at the pedestal, grabbing on, holding on to the thing, I heard, right?
Thank you. Yeah.
Goli, you were able to grab onto this. This is the Rune of Osgarin. As you grab onto it, 2 things...
Oh, God.
3 things happen.
Oh, double gut.
4 things happen.
Exponentially worse.
I don't like the number 4.
4 things happen.
Can we have
I feel
5?
somewhat responsible for the number 4.
First thing that happens is the pedestal disintegrates into dust.
Whoa.
The,
Hey,
s-
that wasn't me.
the second thing that happens is that the runes change and fade and become a map, an embossed map. Underneath some of your feet, you feel a little rise in your boots and you kind of step away, and it creates a map of Varen. And you see there is a little pinprick of a light, kind of like that small beam. It's only a little, like a little flashlight of light, sticking out of, there are 3 of them sticking out of the northern section of Varen, kind of where the 3 old Byzantine kingdoms are, 1 for each. There is a 4th one where Zexa, the kingdom, is located. There is a 5th light between current day Navarre and Thave. A 5th one between current day Navarre and Thave. And a final light in the center of current Calavier in the city of Canabrin, where that would be. That was 2 things, right? The
Okay.
third thing.
I don't mean to cut you off, Tom. Would you mind repeating the 5 spots? Because you started
What?
with the 3 old kingdoms. That was the Chiloran kingdoms?
You know, the old
The
Byzantine
Byzantine
kingdoms. And not that you see them identified in any way, you're just looking at a geographical map. I'm giving you what you know as these names. There is a 4th one, Zexa, thank you.
Between Navarre and Thave.
There's a 5th one, and a 6th light at Canabrin.
Thank you.
The third thing that happens is you have an extremely immediate identified connection, Goli, to this rune.
Okay.
And you have a vision of a hero, a man, a human who is Osgarin in battle, flames sweeping across a horde of small dragons before standing toe-to-toe with an ancient serpent in a final showdown. That image floods your mind. Then the image immediately fades and you gasp. And you have an intimate idea of what this rune can do. It is a rune that can be infused into an edged weapon and can be combined with any other rune at no penalty whatsoever.
Okay.
In an edged weapon. The user of this rune is immune to any dragon's frightful presence effect, where they try to intimidate you with a constant aura. It does 2d6 extra fire damage to dragons. It is deadly versus dragons if you get a critical hit. Also, if you get a critical hit, it prevents a dragon from using its breath weapon for an additional turn. You have +3 armor class to dragons. You have +3 saves versus dragons. You have +3 to additional attack versus dragons. And you have resist 10 to all sources of damage from dragons.
So it's a little anti-dragon.
And this is just one rune.
Wow.
And the fourth thing that happens is the bubbling releases 2 old ancient creatures who are disturbed by you, known as Eyes of the Deep. There are 2 of them that appear, rising out and climbing up the walls of this island with ease, with long tentacles and purple skin and strange little spiked blowhole type things on their tentacles to inject you with God knows what. They angrily hiss these little pseudo octopus things that are quite large and make their way towards you menacingly. They have started out badly injured, healed 5 failures plus 4 resonant failures for a total of 9 by a multiple you don't need to know of additional health added on to them. So they could have ranged anywhere from essentially less than half health to full health. You guys are more towards
They're 3 times their full health.
Now listen, we all agree that this is Jericho's fault, right?
And these things close in. We have a battle on our hands, and we will stop there for tonight. Thank you so much for joining us, everyone. A fun, crazy dungeon adventure. Thanks to Derek for helping us out, for Jocelyn helping us out at the beginning of the episode. We are going to stop here for tonight. We're going to jump into the after show and talk about what we did. We'll see you all next time.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks all. Bye.
Thank you.